We can say it live. It's fine.
Okay, I just hit the live button.
No, we can say it live. But the other downside is that I share a name with Ben Shapiro. So
okay, sure.
It's okay.
Like, so he ruined my
And
name
Ben
for me. So
Stein,
you dodged
for
a
that
bullet,
matter.
my friend.
Yeah, Ben Stein. Yeah.
And Benghazi.
Oh my God.
Benghazi.
I know.
Fucking- you
It
never know
does
what's gonna
sound
come
like
out of
some
their
guy's
mouth.
name, though, doesn't it? Benjamin Ghazi, you know.
Yeah, what's up with that
Let me-
guy?
let
What's
me
up with that Benghazi guy?
Well, before we go any further with that Benghazi shit, because that's going to start a whole new wormhole. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate you all. I hope everybody's doing good. And I see Jupit and Kyle and
I have a
HS,
burger.
who's tired and angsty, and Ollie, who's probably getting high right now and forgot to click the link.
Speaking of
so-
getting high.
Thanks, guys, for coming, and thank you, Bolt and Ben and Commander and Kate, for coming by. I appreciate all you guys. I love the conversation. So,
HS,
anyways,
I sent you a message.
We were talking about names, and we got into the topic of Ben, and then Kate said, like Benghazi.
I find the name funny. We don't have to talk about the issue.
Thank you, because let's not. I don't like to go that controversial because then people get angry at each other, and I just want everybody to be happy and be friends. So. Christian, come in if you want, buddy.
Funny.
You know, like, okay, my full first name is Catherine, which honestly, the only person who ever calls me that is my mom, and if she does, she's pissed. Right? So
yeah. The full name pissed. Yeah.
I've been Kate since forever, so
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I at like 8 years old, I went to my mom and I said, "Can I use a different name?" And she was like, "Well, sure, of course you can." And I said, let's try my middle name. And I was like, "Oh God, no, it's still too fucking girly." So I was like, "Okay, so let's slice down my first name and go with that." So I was that for, years and fucking years and years and years. And I always fucking hated it when I came out of the closet and started meeting people. And I started kind of letting these younger kids come over to my house when they had a bad day or they need to get out of the house or their mom's throwing shit at them or they would cut themselves and their mom was like too fucking drunk to take them to the hospital. And so they'd come over to my place and I'd patch them up or sit down with them and smoke a bowl with them and let them, talk about whatever they need to talk about and shit. So they started calling me Aunt B. That's where the whole fucking thing started. And so then eventually just people just started calling me B, and it's just been that for fucking years. So yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
So HS, I sent you a message in Discord because so I learned yesterday in Lavender Lady's stream that Holy Spackle, Savage Minnow, and I all like the same trash YouTube channels.
It's true.
I've actually found myself unsubbing from some channels lately, and it kind of stinks. Don't you hate it when a channel just goes over the edge?
HS, yeah.
So
Discord
HS.
DMs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ben. I apologize.
I was just gonna say, if you need a laugh, you, me, and the Discord DMs talk about trashy YouTube channels.
So, Ollie, welcome. HS wants funny shit. So, everybody, come on, give me some jokes. Come up with something funny that happened today or this week or since you've told anybody.
Can I tell a story about how I met Karen in the wild?
Oh no, not a Karen in the wild. Go ahead.
This was in April of 2020. It was around the time Thunderfoot did his video, the coronavirus video that had the montage.
Hey, why did I do
Trump
that?
through his teeth. And some guy, and I had it playing on my phone, and some guy with a red hat told me to shut it the heck off. And I wasn't going to do that. We got into an altercation and he started chasing. So what I did was I immediately said, I don't want to get pummeled. So I started singing a song in Hebrew. Sorry, Israel, Israel, I'm abbreviating it. So anyway, I get to the front of the store and he's saying, is that some kind of Muslim song? And then I say, Sorry, Israel. Come on. Adonai Sevaot. I said, that's Hebrew. And he says, Trump is Israel's greatest friend. And I said, Jared Kushner used to own 666 Fifth Avenue, and he put that douchebag in charge of negotiating a peace agreement between Israel and many nations.
Oh
And
my
anyway,
god.
as this went on, I told him where the word Karen came from. And this was in front of the entire, at this point, the security guard was telling him to go as he was screaming CNN. And I said, Karen comes from Daniel chapter 7, verse 8. That's the Antichrist in the Christian tradition, and the Hanukkah, the villain of the Hanukkah story in the Jewish tradition. And I said, and you're saying he's our friend. And he said, I'm going to put this on YouTube. And I said, well, go ahead. You're chasing a man through the Target who's singing a song in Hebrew. You call him a Muslim, and then he schools you about your own religion. And then the security guard made him leave.
Hello, can you guys hear me now?
That's fucking great. Yes,
You're a
we can hear
little
you
low,
fine.
but yes.
Pretty quiet.
Turn yourself
I
up a
don't know
little
why
bit.
I'm quiet. I'm
There
at
you go.
max volume.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, it was the mic was too far away.
Yeah. How's that now?
Oh, you
So-
ready, brah? So everybody,
Yes.
let me open this new bottle.
We're
Everybody,
celebrating.
I want you to take a toke, take a drink, sip a soda. I don't give a fuck. We're celebrating because Ben is done. Tell him, Ben.
I'm done with my abusive as fuck surgery rotation, except for my test.
Here, here.
Yes.
Cheers.
And which you will smash.
Congratulations.
Cheers, salut.
We are all happy for you, Ben.
SR, get in here. I'm celebrating not being with my abusive attending anymore.
You want to come in,
You know,
SR?
he-
I'll throw you a link.
One of his OR staff did drop a T-slur today, though, and I was like, of course. On my last day of the rotation, there's a T-slur showing up.
It's always fucking lovely.
And then they're talking about how awful it is that this other doctor is a liberal. And I was like, oh my god.
Everybody said cheers. Ben, if you have a connection to SR, you can throw him a link.
Yeah, I'll send you a
He's
link.
always welcome in here. He's great.
I don't have a... Oh, here, I'll just copy the link here.
So here's a story that was fucked up. Let me tell you how my day went, right? It started out, the phones were ringing off the hook and everybody was fucking crabby. And Dr. H comes in and she's in a bad fucking mood on top of everything else. And so she's like, meh. She goes in her office. She walks in, she's fine. She goes in her office, comes back out, and she's like bitching and yelling. And I'm like, hold on, because I was on the phone, and I'm like, hold on, because we have headsets. So she writes on a note, HME, the place we get our patients get their oxygen through here locally, are a bunch of assholes, and I'm going to tell them that. And she like writes a note and leaves it on my desk. And I was like, I already heard you. Like, why are you writing me a note bitching about these? This is how she is. She's fucking...
I just want
is
it on the written record.
She's an old school doc who thinks everybody needs to bow down to her because she has MD after her name. That's exactly what
That's
it is. And
disgusting. People need to
I
not do
know.
that.
She is a fucking like narcissist, and she does not want to do anything, and she wants us to do extra work for her that we
Christian,
shouldn't
I
be
can
doing.
send you a link to.
That the other providers. Christian has a link in.
Okay, well, I can send Christian
no,
a link
send him
over.
another one. Just in
I'll send
case
him
I
another one.
forgot.
SR, I sent you a link over Facebook and Twitter.
So this guy calls and he's talking about his sister and she's got a UTI and she has an altered mental status. Ben, if somebody said to you, my sister, who's 67 years old, and is declining in health, has a UTI and an altered mental status, what would you tell them?
That the UTI probably caused the altered mental status, and that
And they
need
should
some
go to
antibiotics. Well, they should go to the doctor. Yeah, I was assuming I
Okay.
was the doctor, and I was telling
So
them.
the doctor's off for the day, and we have no way to see the patient.
Okay, then they should go to an
ER.
urgent care or an ER. Either one's fine.
Right.
One of
So I
the
tell
two.
the guy, take her to the ER. I said, like, now. Because he's like, oh, this started a couple days ago. I'm like, take her now. And he goes, well, she, blah, blah, blah. She's got a UTI. And I said, okay, fine. He's like, I talked to Marissa about this yesterday. I'm like, okay, fine. So Heather has the message. It usually takes 2 to 3 days for her to get to the messages because we send her so many every day. So go to the ER. And he's like, well, you're not listening to me. And I said, no, sir, I heard what you said. I'm telling you that a UTI is really bad in people over the age of 65 and can spread and to turn into something really fucking really.
And also, just if
really
there's any case at all where you are mentating differently than you normally do, you should go to the emergency department because that's not normal. Like,
could
that's
be a lot of things.
Yeah.
It could be, if you're old, it could be a UTI. It could be a fucking TIA and you don't know that you had a mini stroke. It could be a fucking heart
bleed
condition.
in your brain.
You could be something wrong with your lungs and you're not getting oxygen properly. There's so many fucking things it could be. You don't fuck around with that. So he just kept going on and telling me what's going on with her. And I said, Ronald, please just stop. You have now said this 4 times. You have now repeated the exact same thing to me 4 times. I told you the same thing every time. When I see Heather Neal, I will tell her that you are concerned about your sister and that you're taking her to the ER because that's what you need to do. And he's like, you're not listening to me. And I said, excuse me? And he said, this is fucking... And he said something about fuck, and I don't know if it was fuck off or fuck you, and I just went click. So I'm done with it. So then his brother calls. Anyways, so I got yelled at first thing this morning. So then my faxes quit going through around 10, 11 o'clock this morning. And if anybody knows anything about doctor's offices, you have referrals and prescriptions and blah, 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 paperwork. And this person needs another mammography, but it has to be signed by the doctor because there's a lump in their breast. Stuff like that. So it's stuff that has to be done right away. You can't fuck around with a lot of this stuff. So the faxes aren't going through. I'm like, what the fuck? I check the line. I switch it. I put another phone line in. Still not working. I go to the other fax machine. I try to send shit. Still not working. Son of a bitch. So I call Comcast. Hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. They're like, well, I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem to be going through. It's disconnected on your end. It's because we're pinging it and it's working. I was like, okay, that's weird. And she said, it's like there's nothing connected to it. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So I pull the lines off again. I wiggle everything. I check for loose ends. I redo it all, make sure everything's plugged in properly. I got nothing. Still not going through. So I call the IT guy. Hey, Steve, can you come over and check this shit? I don't know what's going on. By the time he gets there, 40 minutes later, I find out that there's a problem in the area because they started some new crisis hotline and it fucked up the entire phone system around here. And I don't know if that's anywhere else, but I know it's in New Mexico. And so I'll tell you in a minute, Marie. Testosterone Tuesday was great. So he comes in and I said, you're not going to fix it. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, the faxes are down all across town. Well, he needed to charge us, right? Because he came over there. So he hooks up and he goes, I don't know how to signal. They're wrong. And I'm like, well, they already told me that, something's going on here. Now, mind you, on our wall, we have 2 different fax ports, right? 2 different numbers on them. We have it plugged into the number we use. I thought this was an excess number. Didn't even know what it was for. So I call Comcast again and I'm like, hey, the tech guy came over and he said that he called the line and it says this number's disconnected. And they're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. The first person missed it. They never moved it over from the old company. And the old company has been charging us this entire time for that fax line. And Dr. Warenko, who had issues with this other company, is saying, fuck them. We're not paying that. We already told them we don't owe them any money. Well, in the meantime, they're not charging us for the old stuff. They're just charging us to use this fax line. So it's 7 months later, after it was supposed to be moved over to Comcast, our fax line is fucking disconnected because she didn't pay the bill because she thought it was the old bill. And the biller missed it and everything. So, yeah. So my day was fucking hell. Yeah, my day was hell. And so she goes, oh, just go down to Office Depot, Dr. Rika. Go down to Office Depot and grab a new phone line. And then while you're out, stop over here. And I was like, dude, I can't leave the office. The phone is just constant. Like Michelle and I are on the phone and we both have a call in the queue waiting on us. It was just all day. It was like a fucking Monday mixed with a Friday mixed with hell. Like everything fucking went wrong that could go wrong today. I was like, fuck it. Dr. Higginbotham brought in a bunch of German chocolate cupcakes. And I was like, fuck it. This is my lunch. I ate like 3 of them. Fucking ate a piece of cake. I'm like, fuck it. I give up. I didn't even have time to order food or anything. So, hi, Christian. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
And what project are you working on right now, sir?
Yeah, I'm just sort of preparing for a little festival thing that I'm doing this weekend where I'm going to be playing the old guitar and singing. So,
You know, I didn't even know you played. How long you been playing?
about 9 years.
Really?
Yeah. I
Oh,
play
that's
guitar, ukulele, piano, violin, cello, and like I passively play a couple other ones, but I'm not very good at it.
Well, I think the first 15 were enough to be impressive.
On a
I gotta
music
say,
like-
quick thank you to
Christian, I'm like-
is that R or P? I can't see. JR Cleet, thank you for liking my
Christian,
channel.
I'm like you, but the opposite. Like all my instruments are like wind and brass instruments.
Oh, really? Yeah. I sort of
Yeah, I
like
played,
string
like-
instruments.
Yeah, I was gonna be a band teacher, and then I had jaw surgery, so I went for theater instead. And then I switched to
what-
medicine.
What instruments do you know how to play, Ben?
I started on the clarinet, and then I wanted to do jazz band, but for some reason they weren't letting clarinets in jazz band, so I learned the trumpet. And then I wanted to learn the saxophone, so I just did. So I can play the alto and the tenor saxophone, and then I learned the trombone because I also wanted to play that. And then I learned the French horn, and what else? Oh, and then I played the bass clarinet my senior year of high school because I wanted to be first chair and not have to work for it.
Well,
Oh, and I played
How
the
many
piano.
bass
I
clarinets
played the
are
piano
there,
as a kid.
Ben?
I play one wind instrument.
Okay.
Yeah, really embarrassing fact about me. I also had a not insignificant amount of classical training in opera, which is really cringy.
Ooh, you're really
I
glitchy,
can sing
buddy.
too. I don't have training in opera. I did musical theater. I wish I did opera.
You said I was glitching?
Yeah, you sound a little glitchy there for a second. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I've done drunken karaoke. Does that count?
Yeah, I think it counts. Yeah.
Scientist Mel and I apparently are gonna do a duet at some point. We're gonna sing Phantom of the Opera together. We've made this a thing.
You guys should tell. Have you guys talked about it since that stream?
No, but we will.
Oh, that would be
I
so
can-
much fun. That'd be great.
It's a little high for me, but we'll make it work. It'll be fine.
Christian, what genre do you play?
A lot of blues.
Nice.
Yeah. Sort of a fan of that, you know. And I also like, let's see. I guess I like all types of music, although not equally. I like certain ones more than others, but I don't actively dislike any particular genre.
But disco is an abomination.
I don't mind disco. Come on, let's not be disco haters in here.
I mean, I can't hate disco.
I think
Foo Fighters just put
Hey,
out a
guys.
disco cover record.
I'm glad you got me back on the topic. I love disc golf.
You know what, Ollie? You're fucking fired.
So weird.
Oh, wait a
That's
minute.
me
Wait a
saying
minute.
this.
I had a guy down on the bottom line by himself I didn't know about. What's up, SR?
SR.
How's it
what's
going?
up?
I'm
Going
glad to
great.
see you all.
Back at you.
I missed you,
let me
friend.
Yeah,
Let me
I
say
missed
this
you
real
too.
quick. Marie, if you followed me on TikTok, you would know how my T-Day went.
I binged all of your TikToks last
Because
night.
all you have to do is the T-files. I made it
I
up
need to
myself,
post on
and
TikTok
and
again.
I'm the only capital T, capital F, hashtag the T-files on TikTok, and you will find me. No, it went good. So after having my girlfriend show me the proper way to do things instead of the way I was doing stuff because I was misinformed, and getting me to use a smaller needle and just doing a slower push, I have had no problems. No almost passing out, no pool of blood on my leg. So that was good. Yeah.
Can you share
and,
Mice's comment? Can you
Oh,
please
God,
share
which
Mice's
one?
comment?
Well, see, the thing
That
is,
one.
it's true because it's the instrument is broken. You see,
Fucking Mice, I love you, bro.
I
love
mean,
you can't recover
love
from
you,
that one,
Mice.
Kate. Just
I love
move
you,
on.
Mice.
what? No, I'm serious. Every time I break wind,
Oh, you
Do
guys
I
are
need
too
to
much.
bring? Do I need to bring my box of gloves to Faithless Forum this weekend? Is that
actually-
what I'm being told?
I think you should.
well, here's the thing though: men fart, women effervesce.
That is not true. Look, me and my girlfriend have an agreement. We already have an agreement. We discussed this because I said to her, she burped in front. We were drinking beer for like hours, and she was like, sorry. And I was like, look, I don't care if you burp. don't ever fart around me. That is the one thing I would never do it to you. And she was like, oh God, no, I would never fart around you. I'm like, okay. And number two, if I'm taking a shit, I just want people to leave me alone. If I'm taking a piss, I don't care if you're walking about. If the door's closed, don't walk in on me because I'm taking a shit and I want to be alone. And I'm going to have my phone. I'm going to be playing a game on it. And she's like, same.
It's been an interesting
we already
thing
have
for
lines
me.
drawn.
It's been an interesting thing for me on this surgical rotation, like having to fit in with toxic masculine culture and like not being allowed to like be trans, like locker room culture. And like, so I have an STP, so I paid $600 for a device that looks like a biological penis and I can pee out of it standing up. Yep. So I got that. It's not perfect though. So it's like, it makes me nervous sometimes. And, I've had to like learn how to be really, really good at it because I've got all of these surgeons around me. Well, not anymore because I'm done. But I've had all these surgeons around me. I'm like, I gotta make sure they know that I'm a dude and that I'm not trans. Like I'm trying to hide.
Yeah, so there's Ben pulling all the trans pins and the he/him pins off his fucking jacket because he doesn't want him to know. Well, which is fucked up that you have to do that anyways.
And I have all these excuses in my head of like, what do I say if I decide to pee sitting down and like someone is weird about it?
It's better for circulation.
Yeah, I say like
when you're dropping a deuce.
Like, I've got like my excuses of like it's better for my prostate, which it's not. It's not actually better for your prostate. And then I had a UTI once and it sucked. So
why not just tell them you have to drop a deuce as well?
Well, I also do that. I also pretend like I have to poop, so I sit in there for a really long time. But sometimes I don't have that long to like pretend I gotta poop.
Well, I mean, you can always come out and just say it was just a fart.
Yeah, I know a guy on TikTok. He's like, all you have to do is just go in the bathroom, sit down on the fucking toilet, grunt loudly, and release one fart, and they will never question if you're a guy.
That's so true, though.
It is.
So like a hard-boiled egg to drop after you grunt.
It was hard though with surgery because I was like, I literally have 3 minutes, and then I gotta leave.
Yeah, well, and then there's a problem. Like, I guess you could get like a fart app on your phone, like download a sound app and have a fart on it because they all have a fart, and make sure it's a really good one, and then you just like turn down the volume a little bit and cover it with your hand so it echoes a little bit, and just hit the fart button. And then they're like, "Oh, dude's dropping a deuce. It's fine."
What I did was like, because we'd come back from one surgery and be like, I'd say something weird like, "Oh, my legs hurt so bad, like I'm not even gonna stand to pee right now," and then I don't.
Look, I have to say this. Watch this. My wife did not fart or burp the first year we were married. Okay, and Mice replies, "Didn't she swell up?" I think he means in front of him, Mice, just to be clear.
I'm pretty sure she did not get a bowel obstruction.
I
SR?
have to tell y'all the greatest love story that I have ever heard in my life, okay? And farting plays a main component. And it honestly, to me, it melted my heart when my coworker told me this.
Sounds like it melted the seat of someone's pants.
So my coworker at the time, she and I were working an event and we were hanging out, just chatting about stuff. And then she said, "Well, you've met my husband, right?" And I was like, "I don't think so. Like, why would I have done that?" And she goes, "No, he was that redheaded guy that came over like earlier with the baseball cap." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, that dude was super cool." She's like, "Yeah, so let me tell you how we met. It is the first day in some basic level class for their university. And she goes into class and she sits down. It's an auditorium full of people, 60 some odd people sitting there. And class starts and you can hear the professor talking, and it's pretty silent, dead silent, except for the professor talking. And out of nowhere, somebody rips one. I mean, rips one, okay? And she said, in that moment, I instantly looked up And there was one other person looking around that room, and it was him. And she said right then and there, I am going to fucking marry this guy. At the time that she told me that story, they had been together for about 5 years, and that was over 6 or 7 years ago, and they are happily still married.
Oh,
this
There
day.
was seriously no
So-
one else prairie dogging looking around for who broke one.
She said one person looked up, and our eyes locked, and from then on, I knew that was my husband.
Now,
And
was it his fart?
he absolutely farted. I asked that as
Okay.
well. I had to know. He farted. She caught him. They fell in love, and yeah, I mean,
Speaking of farts, my cat just took a shit, and that's lovely for about 30 seconds.
I say fart in front of your partners.
That's great. You know, it's just like I said to one of the doctors I work for, because she was like steadily falling in love with somebody for years and years, and she just left her husband and said, "That's it. I'm done. I can't do this. I'm not attracted to you. You're a good guy. I'm not going to put you through this. It's not fair to either one of us." And she left him, and I said, "You know, you just never know. Just never know where you're going to find love." And when people say sometimes it's a place where you least expect it, it's fucking true. Like I can attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I share a thing just on the weird
Always
like
been.
fart and stuff? Okay, so one of the doctors I follow on Twitter, this was first say bye to somebody.
It's so cute. Go ahead, buddy.
So this person is a urologist, and this was actually on their surgery schedule, and it's hilarious to me. So they shortened robot-assisted prostatectomy, and it's now a robot-ass prostatectomy.
Yeah, that's pretty bad when
Can
you
you
get rid of a
share
dog,
it
JR.
with everyone else?
Go ahead.
Because you can see it, but not everyone can see it.
Oh, it was up top. Hold on, I gotta slide. Go slide.
What?
Sorry.
This is on a surgery schedule.
Robot
It's a
ass.
robot ass prostatectomy.
So removing the robot, removing a prostate through a robot's ass. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's supposed to say robot assisted, but they cut it
Yeah.
off.
I really feel like they made the right decision. I really feel like that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not saying doctors always make the right decision, but I'm saying whoever made that one.
Look, I get so goofy at work, SR. This is what I do, right? I'll be talking to somebody on the phone, like I call a pharmacy to clear up an issue with a patient or whatever. And they're like, well, what's your name? Because they have to document it, right? Because they adjusted the prescription. So they always ask me, and I tell them, and they're like, what's your position at the practice? And I always say office ass with a T on the end. Because I'm an office
I like
assistant.
that.
And they always laugh. Like I made despite all of the stress I had today at work, but I actually made 4 people laugh on the phone that I was dealing with serious shit with. And while they were like, okay, hold on, let me look, I made some smart aleck comment, and every single one of them, and I think this is what got me through the fucking horrific day that it was. Every single one of them actually said to me, thank you. This day has been hell. And I needed a good laugh, and thank you for that. I'm like, hey, I got you. You made me laugh too, so thank you.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just one of those weird days. Like everybody else was mad, but these 4 people were just like, oh my god, this fucking day.
Also,
And
neck
we
deep
were
in
like
shit.
that.
Like,
There was I was at a
everything was
hardware
chaotic.
store. I was at a hardware store getting like parts for a project I was working on, and this
Right.
just really cute clerk was helping me out. But she, like, I'm old enough to be her mom, so, but she was still cute. And
Is she over 18? No,
I don't know.
Thank you,
but
B.
still, but like I get up to the register with all my stuff, and she starts ringing it up, and she asks me, "Do you want everything in the bag?" And I'm like, "Nah, just the stuff I bought." And there's like this beat, and then she goes, "Okay, that was good." Yeah.
Look, you crack me up. No, just the stuff I bought. I fucking love it, Kate. This is exactly why I'm like, you need to come on. You will say the fucking weirdest shit, and it's so fucking
I'm
funny.
still not over
It's so
country.
obvious, but yet no one sees it, but you fucking see it.
I'm still not over country, okay? I'm still not
Country?
over that.
Oh god.
I'm not over that.
Are we gonna go there?
Yeah, we're gonna go to country because Kate's here. We have to go to country. For those of you who don't get it, like, just break up that word.
Yeah.
And that's what we got.
I got
I'm
it.
just trying to
Oh.
picture
Like
I'm
a
proud of you, SR. I'm proud
like
of you.
like a shrubbery, but taller, full of.
Well, either that or a tree growing out of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
thinking
That's
about.
not where I was going.
Oh,
It's not where I was going,
Oh.
but okay.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
that's not the way you want to get wood. I'm just saying.
oh, oh.
Yes,
That was-
Tubian.
Wow.
That was good.
And
Hi,
how are
Catnip.
you, Sunshine?
Howdy.
How are
I
you
always
feeling?
play
Are
flirt
you
with
okay?
Tubian.
I
I've been doing it
feel
for like a
like I
year.
was hit by a train, and I feel like that also would have been a more pleasant day than the day I've had.
Oh,
You know what? I do have to say, as shitty as my day was, it was probably better than yours. I can
Yeah,
guarantee
probably.
that. So thank you for
I can
making it
guarantee
through
that
it,
as well, Cat.
and I'm glad
Yeah.
to see you're doing well.
Oh no,
doing
somebody's in the
doing
chat.
well is giving me far too much credit. I exist.
Hey, you are
That's the
you are
minimum.
upright and you are in better shape than some people. So yeah, you're.
I'm
doing
not
well.
dead yet.
My
I'm not
favorite,
dead yet.
I did
my
want to
favorite
go on the
rhubarb
pod.
salesman is in the chat.
You don't have any arms or any legs. I'll
It's a
bite
flesh
you.
wound.
Stool's in the chat. We got Stool.
Yeah.
in the
Of course
chat.
he is.
I'll bite
Mhm.
your ankle. I still.
I don't know. He just seems to be attracted to whatever stream I'm in. I don't know why.
No,
Oh
actually,
no, he
Stool
also
or
follows
something.
me. He also
Stool-
follows me.
Yeah, Stool follows me and follows Ben everywhere because he's fucking great. So yeah, no, it's probably nothing personal against you.
Oh, I didn't say against. I
always
think he
shows
has
up in
a
my chat.
really unrequited crush. I'm just saying.
Oh, he does.
No. Only a little bit.
He just wants my rhubarb. He's already told me he wants my rhubarb. So
How much rhubarb
Just
do
a
you
little bit.
have?
Is that
None.
accurate?
Oh,
Stool?
I don't
Not
have
that
any.
much?
Rhubarb.
Gonna
But
say,
he's
I feel
convinced
like-
I am a gardener. So I'm a gardener.
Ooh. That's good. That's good.
Wow.
That's a good one.
I'm
Like-
I'm
I
happy with
prefer
that
to
one
not-
too.
Yeah, yeah.
I prefer to not cunt myself too. Man.
Oh, I do. While we're here,
Cunt
'cause-
just sounds like dirty and gross. Like it's
Such
been
a
around
lovely
the
word.
block, and
I think it's great.
It's such a
fucking
It's a
lovely
hard
word.
the way
perfectly
wet.
cromulent word.
So I don't want any kind. I don't
Nice
want
and
that
round.
kind of cunt. I'll
I don't-
stick with what I have.
I don't say
Okay,
it when
someone's
I'm
been
talking
listening to Louis
Americans.
C.K.
Like when I talk with the Australians or the Brits or the Irish, or I'll gladly say cunt all the time. But with Americans, I know how offended people get, and so it's like I just don't want to needlessly, like, I'll just say vagina. That's fine.
It's
I'll
my
just
favorite
you
word.
know.
I don't
Okay,
care. I
okay.
don't
Word.
care. I don't understand what the
What
big
are-
deal is. As long as you're not using it to insult someone,
Well, right.
then it's not a
Right.
big fucking deal. in my book.
What are your feelings on twat?
Mm. Another
have a-
fantastic word.
It's
I have a
that's
twat
really a
joke.
good word.
Mhm.
I have a twat joke. So back in
Yeah?
the day, there was TW Airlines. For all of you younger people, have never heard of it. So this guy gets on. He's a businessman. He's fucking exhausted, and the stewardess comes up and says, "Can I get you anything?" And he's like, "I just need a pillow and a blanket. I'm just tired. I just want to take a nap." So she comes up later and she gives him the pillow and everything, and he's sitting there chilling, and he's leaning back a little bit. You know, that whole 2 inches they give you in an airplane. And he's like trying to take a nap, and she goes, "Excuse me, sir, can I get you anything?" And she's like, "No, like I said, I'm fine. No, thank you." And she said, "Can I get you maybe some TWA coffee?" And he's like, "No, I'm really good." And she's like, "How about TWA water? We have some water." And he's like, "No,
Oh,
I
see where
just
this
really
is
want to
going.
sleep." So she comes back later and she goes, "How about some TWAT?" And he said, "Now that I'll take."
Yeah,
somebody in the-
I
I heard
didn't
that
just
joke
see
when I
that
was, like,
coming. I
12.
saw it breathing hard.
You got somebody in the basement.
Oh shit! I got the pail of the blue of the mama.
Oh golly, hello, Amanda.
Amanda,
Hey everyone.
hi beautiful. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, you know what?
What?
I love you.
I love you too, B. Aw.
Good.
I actually I got some flowers today, so that was nice.
Oh, he sent you
Yeah.
flowers. That's awesome.
Well, no, it wasn't Angel.
Oh.
I've met some other victims of domestic violence since I
Oh.
left, and they noticed it's been hard for me because my son is staying at his girlfriend's during the week so he can go to school because where we're at is far from where my abuser can get us. So they got me flowers. It was just very sweet. So.
Aw, that's very nice.
Love that.
Good for you. You deserve them.
Thank you. So what are we talking about? What did I crashed?
We were just
Twat.
bullshitting and talking about the words cunt versus twat. And
Yeah.
and I said, and everybody said, I don't know why people are
I can't hear
offended.
you.
And,
Isn't the word twat an acronym for talking without thinking?
I've never
I've
heard
well,
never
that's
that.
heard
accurate
that.
too. Go ahead, Ben.
I did want to mention, since we have some people here, and those of you who don't know about what we were talking about yesterday on Lavender Lady's stream, we're working on getting her resources so that she's able to get a new kidney. So we're not fundraising for her kidney herself, but she needs people to be able to come and like stay with her and like be a caregiver kind of. So for those of you who can't help in that kind of way, we're trying to arrange like kind of fundraiser opportunities to help fundraise to like hire a caregiver that can fill in some of the time. So especially for people here that are like SR, Ollie Man, like people who are more involved in the skeptic community, I want to have like a fundraiser, like world religions trivia night to kind of help with this. So once we get it going, it'd be awesome if you guys can help advertise it.
I think I have a 2-hour slot on a Thursday. I think we decided like the 9th and the 10th of December for the for the stream.
Just
so.
I was saying I'll cheerfully guest, and I should host sometime on my channel because I do have a few subscribers. You know.
Oh come on, Kate.
my idea 30,000, right, Kate? So
Well,
basically,
actually,
what's
I've
going
been
on?
losing them ever since I stopped making atheism videos. I've lost like 500 something subscribers.
Oh wow, that's what I have. Kiss my ass. Anyway, so what I was gonna say was, so what we're looking for right now is people on Friday during the day. We have Thursday night covered. We need somebody to start at like 1 or 2 a.m. on Friday morning.
And that's December 10th. And
this
are
is
you
all Eastern? This is all Eastern time.
Okay, so I
So
was gonna say.
Friday morning the 10th, and somebody would have to start around 2 a.m. to relieve purple. 1
I
or 2
can
a.m.
do
or
like
something.
some midday stuff Pacific time.
Yeah, and then
I can probably
from
do
there
whatever.
until, can I finish that sentence? Thanks, guys. So from there until the evening of Friday is what we need. So that's what's open on our schedule right now to try to do a 24-hour stream for her.
I mean, like let's say anywhere from 10 a.m. to I don't know, like 6 p.m. my time,
Yes.
Pacific time. I can do.
Okay, because
Yesterday you said 8 a.m., Kate.
We're basing
Did I?
off.
I don't know. I mean, I need my rest. Okay, get off my back.
Well, we're basing it off of. Damn, my stool went out from underneath me. Speaking of bad stools, so we're based off Eastern time, so it would be the middle of day Friday until 7 or 8, depending on what time. I guess it would be 8:45 because I'm going to stream first, and then for like no. 8:45. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to start, and then we're going to switch over to Beers and Bros over to Ben's channel on Twitch, and we're going to end the 24-hour stream. So up until that 6 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern time from the morning is what we need filled. It's that day, Friday during the day.
Let
Well,
me
8
hit up
p.m.
some of
is
the
5 p.m. my time. I can do anything before that, really.
Okay.
I mean,
was gonna-
preferably not too early my time. Like, I hope the sun is up before I start. But other than that,
Do you want to back up to me and do like a 2-hour whatever you want stream up to when I start at 5
I
p.m.
mean,
your
maybe
time?
what 5 p.m. my time?
Yeah, it would be 5 p.m. your time when I start.
Okay, yeah, sure. So that would be 3 p.m. my time. I can do that.
Okay, cool. So we have that We got that slot filled. So now we're up to we need somebody up to 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, Ben.
So I did just want to communicate because I was specifically talking to SR and Ollie Man and other people that like are into this more like world religions trivia type stuff. So my thought for my section is I want to run a trivia night, but it's all focused on world religion trivia. We're gonna see which atheist knows the most about religion.
Yes.
And I want to, for the fundraiser, it'll be like people can buy in for like probably like $5 or something. And then whoever wins will get like a prize that we'll come up with. So I would need people to like spread the word throughout the atheist community, being like, this will be a fun little competition for people.
You talk
and
to
help
Dr. Josh.
and help Diana
It would help out
at the same time. Yeah.
What Ben? What time is your stream? Your
I don't know,
slot?
B, what time was my stream?
So I'm starting at Kate's gonna do 3. What is that? 5 to. Is that right? No, you're gonna
Yeah,
do.
no, that sounds right.
She's gonna do 6. She's gonna do 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna
Right,
do
yes.
and I'm gonna do like 8 to 9 or 10 or whatever when Ben wants
6
to
8,
start.
yes.
And then we're gonna jump over to Beers and Bros / Trivia Night over on Ben's Twitch, and try to get it out on Twitch. And you're Ben, can you stream that to you? Do you want to stream that to YouTube too?
I could, if it's a fundraiser, yeah, I could stream it also to YouTube.
Okay, because if
I
you
could do
don't
it
want to, you could give me a stream code and I could put it on my YouTube.
Yeah, let me.
Something like this, I'd be okay doing for both. Normally, I separate my channels because my
That's why I
YouTube's
asked,
more
yeah.
professional. But if
Yeah.
it's something for a friend and it's like a trivia night, I'd be down to do that.
Let me talk
Okay.
to Dr. Josh for you, Ben. And
Yeah.
for the stuff in the middle of the night, let me hit up some of the Aussies like Sam and Bear and stuff and Marrow, and we
Hey.
said NJ.
Yeah, I
So-
was gonna say Marrow, and also if we can get Dr. Josh, see if he wants to get Skylar in on it.
Oh
Not
yeah,
I'm sure would want to.
yeah.
I'm sure
absolutely.
he would. That motherfucker's also Jim Majors.
Yep,
That's
I
the
can
other
talk to
one.
Jim too.
Quick
Yeah,
question,
Jim,
Ben.
Yep. Dr. Jim and
Yes,
Dr. Josh.
yes, Christian.
Are you an affiliate on Twitch?
I am an affiliate on Twitch.
Unfortunately you can't simul stream.
Oh
on
yeah, I
Twitch and
can't
YouTube if you do
simultaneously
that.
stream. Yeah, because I'm an
Yeah,
affiliate, so I can't do that.
I just don't want your channel to get taken down.
Oh.
So please don't do that.
I'll do a Twitch stream.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a good point.
That's fine. I can always
But also,
just
I
start
can't
a
even- I
stream
can't
on
even-
YouTube and leave the Twitch link in there and tell everybody to come over.
Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe do like a 5-10 minute thing on YouTube and just be like, "Yo, this is what we're doing," and that'll send everybody from YouTube to Twitch. That
Yeah,
might
and
help.
I can't even do the trivia overlay. Like that has to be on Twitch anyway in order for people to answer the questions. So we'll make it work. But I want to get as many people into that trivia night as possible.
All right. Somebody
'Cause it'll be
remind me
fun.
because Josh is probably sleeping already. Somebody remind me to text him tomorrow, okay? Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll send you a message on Twitter.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Can we can I add to the twat cunt conversation?
Oh, no, go
Yes,
ahead.
please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, so like I use them quite a bit, and I think you just twat is something you use when you're being a little more like cheeky. It can still be angry, but I feel like when people are just really really dumb and obnoxious, then you use twat. I use cunt more often when I want to reach through the phone and slap them in the face. I think that's the difference to me.
Now,
Well, and
just-
one thing I
just to
find
clarify-
interesting is that, like, over in the UK, they pronounce it twat, and I've heard it used also as a synonym for hitting something. Get out there and twat it. I've heard that said.
I just wanted to clarify when you said you use twat and cunt, you're talking about the words, not
The words, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm bi too, so.
So a little of both. It's a little
of
of both.
both. Yes.
I like that.
It's
Little
been a
column A,
while.
little column B. I like that. I like that.
Well, I mean, if I want sex, I have to buy it. So I guess I'm bisexual. I don't know.
Kate.
You guys.
Thank
are
you, Kate.
ridiculous.
I haven't laughed all fucking day. I appreciate it.
I mean,
All
if you have
part of the
Australian
purpose.
friends, they're all your cunts. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They love that word.
It's not a bad word over there.
Yeah, or rather, it can be. I mean, that's the thing, is it's a highly variable word.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's up there with the multiple uses. I mean, fuck still takes the cake. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like that's a word that has so many different just times and places and ways to use
Fucking
it.
A.
Yeah, I
Why?
mean,
You know why that word is associated with the middle finger? The British longbow. They would march around Normandy and France during the 100 Years' War, reminding the French that they had the longbow because they would pluck it with their middle finger.
Apparently, none of us have a license to say twat or cunt because we're not British enough. Stool, I don't care.
well, I mean,
Yeah, a lot of I've known a lot of
Yeah,
American
Stool, don't be
women
such a twat about twats.
that really,
Also-
really don't like the C word, like, or get
Yeah.
really offended by it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
pussy as
Also-
well. That one can upset some people, which bums me out because I think that's my favorite.
You know,
of all of
I
them.
don't get, like, I mean, I use it. I think
Yeah.
I called David Silverman a pussy a couple days ago.
That's probably fair.
But
Don't get me started on that guy.
oh, I
See,
know.
I don't
saw
like
that
to use-
thread, Kate. Holy shit.
I don't like to use pussy as a like downgrade, put somebody down, because I love pussy.
But
Well,
yeah, that's
I'm
what I
not.
was
I'm
gonna
not thinking
say,
of
like,
any of these as like a pejorative. I'm not
Do you-
thinking of
Right.
like calling somebody
don't
any. I'm
don't
just
you
saying
use
like
those
in
big words? I'll
casual.
kick you out of here, buddy.
You have to
Also-
think about it though. But the pussy is, they use it as a, like, you're weak. But think about how fucking strong the pussy is. I mean, a lot
Pussies
of
are
us
strong, man.
I don't know how many of us have actually pushed a kid out, but like,
Well,
yeah,
plus the
cat,
abuse
so-
they take. I mean, some people fuck hard, man. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta. I'm just saying, man. That's some tough. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
can smack that shit and be like, "Motherfucker,
Yeah.
get out of my face."
The
you know?
one
Exactly.
The one that for me is kind of cringe. I don't know why. It is beaver. I just something about that
That's
just
weird.
twits me a little. I don't know.
That's the one that I know is like always silly. Like it just nobody ever says beaver in a serious. Nobody's ever like so look at this beaver over here. Like, oh man.
But also, have you seen Stool's potatoes? Like,
Yeah,
everyone
really.
apparently
Have you
needs to
seen Willy?
see Stool's
Penis
potatoes.
Oh,
Have you ever, Ben? Have you ever seen Stool's knee willy?
Yeah,
Do
but
you know what a
Not
knee
know
willy
that-
is?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that he said something like that. No.
No, okay. I don't even remember where this started, but it became a joke, and he actually went and like made a drawing, like a digital drawing of a knee willy with like, what is the word?
Anatomically,
Thank you.
Snatch.
Yeah. So he like explained everything. It's fucking hilarious. Stool, send Ben the picture of your knee willy. It's fucking
Stool is my
hilarious.
favorite person on this planet. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, Stool is my favorite person on this earth. Okay.
I'm telling you,
Hey.
if people don't understand, he's actually a really fucking good
He's
dude.
Funny.
a really
Oh,
good
yeah.
guy.
Smart
Like,
ass.
he is. It's just well, I've said it before. When I first met him, he
Jenny.
started like ripping on me, and I was about to get aggro, and then I was like, wait a minute. No, this guy's just messing with me, and it's been sort of a back and forth ever since.
how he shows love. He wants to make you want to punch him in the face, and that's how he shows love.
Yeah, and that's what I
He,
tell
like-
people. If Stool doesn't tease you or pick on you, he doesn't really love you. If he teases you and he loves you. Like that's how he
Yeah.
shows love.
Well, I just got to put this into a pigtail for him to dip into an inkwell or pull on or something, you know?
Christian, fuck off, dude. He's still going on about what I said. Pejorative is a big word.
And then Stool's
some
going on
people.
the thing of I'm not weird. Just saying that you're not weird after saying something weird does not make you not weird.
He's making this up. I'm not weird. Really, bro? That's like turning on a neon arrow going weird. Like, that's the same thing.
I love Stool. Okay, I
I do
love
too.
Stool.
I am
Let's-
not churning your butter, Stool.
Less than a week after Angel and I fled from, and if there are people around that don't know, we recently fled an abusive situation. like fled, like took what we could and ran at night kind of deal. And I had a really fucking rough day. Like I had a problem with a doctor, and I don't have a car, so I was like Ubering everywhere, and it was just like a fucked up, awful day. And as soon as I got back, Stool sent me, a StreamYards link, and we just sat there and chatted. And he got to like interact with Angel, and he likes Angel better than me, but I mean most people do. But it was just,
it is a tough competition. Angel's a pretty fucking brilliant kid.
Angel is awesome. But
Yeah,
he is, he's basically the teenage boy version of me, so I should be as cool, right? He got it all from me.
Yeah, you don't have that perpetually
sometimes
stoned look.
He does. My kid looks stoned constantly. He's only stoned like maybe 5% of the time, I swear. And he's 17, by the way, so I don't want to hear shit about that. But no, he's a really good kid, and he's been very strong through all of this. So I've been lucky.
Ollie, do you know anything about that perpetually stoned look? Or I'm not sure what she's talking about either.
Dude, what?
Oh, we cannot hear you, Ollie.
Yeah, you're very quiet.
I don't know why I'm so quiet. I don't know if I'm having problems.
No,
Probably
still
because you're
not good enough.
stoned.
Seriously?
We don't know why you're so quiet.
I'm seriously, I can barely hear
it is
you. Compared to
very,
like
I wonder if you have the
Amanda
wrong
or anyone else, I
microphone.
can barely hear you.
Hold on. Let me turn him up. Hold on, guys. Everybody take a deep breath.
How's that?
Yowza.
Whoa.
Okay, way too much.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I was on the wrong mic. As soon as you said wrong microphone, I went and checked.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
well, let me
no,
turn your
okay,
mic back down now because now you're loud as fuck.
You know
Yeah.
what
Go
would be
ahead.
the coolest stream ever?
That tells me you guys haven't heard most of the things I've been saying over here for the last hour, right?
You were talking about
Did you say something?
The
Sometimes,
coolest
yeah.
stream. The
Go ahead.
coolest stream. What we need to do.
turn it down now, Ollie.
We need
Go
to
ahead.
have a stream with Stool, Doorknob Head, and tons of mice. Just the three of them talking. I would pay so much money to listen to this.
Okay, yeah, I've imagined this. This would be great.
Like, can this be part of the fundraiser? Can we get the three of them to just do like a voice chat?
Actually, that reminds me of something I'd really like to do, like as one of my animated projects. Because there's this game called Are You a Robot? It's a hidden identity game. There's 2 humans, 1 robot, and there's like different rules for like who can kill who, how, and who can win, different win conditions. And a lot of it is just down to improv, like people trying to read each other like they have poker faces, when they ask, "Are you the robot?" "No, I think you're the robot." Well, I was playing this with a bunch of friends, and it got like really kind of to this weird level of paranoia. We were having so much fun with it, and I realized I want people to play this game, and I want to record the audio and then animate around it. So I have an animated version of what they're doing, so like the robot can really look like a robot when they reveal themselves, that kind of thing. I thought it'd be a blast. It's just I'm having a hard time finding people who are good at improv to do it with me.
What is this
Stool,
game? That
tons
sounds
of mice,
awesome.
and Doorknob Head. Just get the
Yeah,
three
I
of
mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, it sounds wicked cool. How's your
Absolutely.
animation going anyway, Kate?
Pretty well. I've actually got a shot rendering right now. I'm redoing some stuff, doing some revisions, but I'm also trying to take it easy because of this. I didn't injure
Yeah.
myself, but it not
For
like,
sure.
knocking it or anything, but it does feel like possibly tendonitis, possibly carpal tunnel. Let's hope not. So I got this better brace than the one I was using. It felt good the instant I put it on. It was crazy. So I've been using it for a while today and just trying to take it easy.
That's good.
Ben, how close are we, like medically speaking, like with all your research and knowledge, almost a doctor, soon to be a doctor, Ben? How close are we to like just like total cyborgs? Like, when can I replace most of my body with robotic?
We
We're
won't see
not.
it.
I would
Yeah,
just
we
I'd
won't.
really.
We'll all be long
That's a
dead.
Sheldon Cooper question, isn't it?
Well, no, it doesn't matter. Climate change will fucking kill us all anyway.
Oh,
so.
come on!
Well, but if you have a
200
cybernetic
years.
body, you won't necessarily
Right.
die from it.
I won't need
We're getting
oxygen. I'll
closer
have fake
to-
lungs.
I mean, we're getting closer to like 3D printing organs, but
Oh,
they're
that's
still
right.
bio organs.
I'm part cyborg. I have a spinal cord stimulator in my back, so I've got
Yeah, that
batteries and shit in my spine, like next to my spine, and
Nice.
So
Do you set off
yeah.
metal detectors?
Well,
Yes, I do.
I have a
actually.
lot of metal in me too.
Yeah, I have to tell them and then show them the scars and shit. So
Like, isn't that's like borderline of like non-consensual?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah,
just
it
something you
really
get
is.
added to your,
Well,
like your
have to
driver's
fucking do
license
that.
or ID?
yeah, you would think that you'd be able to do something like that, but no. And plus, like the scars are low on my back because the implant is like right above my butt crack, basically. So I have to like try and pull my pants down a little.
if
Yeah.
you stick a battery on it, can you make your leg kick?
It does actually. The last, like I have two in there because the last one died and it was a different kind of device. But it would actually, like sometimes, if I leaned a certain way, it would push the probes farther into my spine, and it would make my leg twitch, and I would feel like I was being electrocuted down my leg. It fucking sucks.
Crazy
And yes, I have
man.
thumb batteries. I have
That's
three
so
actually.
weird.
But
some
they're not
are
like
cool.
thumb tool.
But the whole thing
Totally
about
not
like
cool.
cybernetics and everything is sort of near and dear to my heart as a sci-fi fan. And one of the things like I hear a lot is people going, "Oh, I want to upload my brain into the matrix and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, you can't do that because it's your brain that generates you. You could only upload a simulacrum. But I was thinking, how could you get around that? And what occurred to me was nanobots and Ship of Theseus. Because what you do is you have a bunch of nanobots go in there and one by one, piece by piece, replace synapses, maintaining continuity of thought as they get replaced that way. And hopefully, like Ship of Theseus, you know, replace one board, replace another board. How many do you have to replace until it's not the same ship anymore? You'd have a mechanical brain that does what your meat brain did, but you never really died so much. Like there was never an interruption of operation. So you would still be you, but a machine. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some
That sounds
You know,
like a
you have
Star
to
Trek
consider
episode.
though. Let me be a devil's advocate for just 1 second, okay? Let's
Aye.
say they start making all these metal parts to replace whatever goes bad in us. Our bodies are not meant to hold those things in place. So they're going to have to like put some kind of structure in or attach them to something to get them to hold in place. Because if you're talking about metal cyborg parts, those are going to be heavier
Yeah,
than our organs.
That's true because I have screws in my ankle, and I got them like almost 20 years ago, and I actually had to have surgery like 7 years ago because they started to push out.
Yeah.
So they had to like take some of the screws out because they were just coming out of my body. So
But
Well,
we're talking
yeah,
we're
but if
talking
they're
imagine
installing, like full on cyber
That's it,
limbs, it's
Christian.
gonna have
Yeah.
mechanical like
yeah,
in
exactly.
it. So
Exactly. We're talking
Well, my
like full on
yeah.
integration, like total skeletal redesign, like
Terminator.
I mean, yeah, very much. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That's
my
where
thought there
I'm
too.
going.
We're gonna have a lot of the same problems in that, like, if it's something
fuck,
necessary for your body to survive, like even if it's like a cybernetic part that could help you survive, it's still gonna be just as fucking expensive as any bio part it's gonna be. Like they're gonna, like, and I mean even for the first bit, like the majority of the population isn't gonna have access to that. It's gonna just be the
Yeah,
super
hang on,
super
hang
rich
on, hang
folk.
on, hang on.
well, at
I
least
mean,
you don't
those
have
are
to
great
wait for someone to
points.
die.
Yeah, I mean, push past the whether or not the elite assholes are gonna get it 20 years before everybody else. Push past all the like the world crumbles and the prices. Yeah, get past all that because you're totally right. You're totally right. But
But
somehow humanity
Okay,
is still around. We're still. Wouldn't it be great to be a cyborg though? Wouldn't it be awesome to just like
Okay, 7 of 9.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, as long as you still have full
Resistance is
sensation of touch,
futile.
then yes.
Well, yeah, you'd still. I mean, we're talking highly advanced technology, people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Artificial limbs are designed for about 5 years, and then they start to wear out.
but so we'd have to get better technology.
Yeah, we're
just
not
have
seeing
to-
this in our lifetime.
God,
We're
come
not seeing it
on.
in our
that's what I
lifetime.
keep
You guys are
telling
raining
people.
on
It
my
ain't happening.
parade.
That's
Yeah,
why
but
I'm
also,
so
I
pissed
mean,
off, because when I was a kid, they promised us that the year 2000 would be this magical threshold beyond which we'd all be living like the Jetsons, and I'm pissed.
Yeah, 21 years
Okay.
later, it still sucks. Like, yeah.
Yep.
something cool though is that, like, I mean, the directions that we're able to go right now are still making massive improvements.
Oh, sure.
Like,
Sure.
with people who have pacemakers, like if you go to the hospital because your pacemaker's been shocking you, we can like literally scan your pacemaker and then know your cardiac activity for the last however long it's been doing that. Like we can say you've had AFib like intermittently at like these times, and we can figure out what's going on with you. So we can just scan a computer chip and then fix what's going on. Like that's pretty cool. So I mean, we're heading in some cool directions, just kind of slow.
Well, to what
Can I
Christian
just say
said
that-
there, I want to be a cyborg with a southern accent. It's funny you mention, because in the animation I've been working on, the ship's computer for the hero has this sort of like bored Scotsman accent. And I got it off of a TTS voice for my phone. I just gave it phrases to say and recorded them.
So can I just say that I didn't know that getting shocked by your pacemaker was even a thing?
Yeah, you can do that. You can have it defib.
Mhm.
Just sounds terrible.
Now, I have to wonder what
does.
that looks like
It
from the
does.
outside. You know, like if you have to be shocked and you're just in public, do you just suddenly or like
Yeah.
you've been tased or what?
Yeah, basically. Like if you've ever been cardioverted or seen somebody get cardioverted, it's not a fun time for them. But like
They make it-
pacemakers can read their heart rhythm and it'll shock them. And if we've gotten people to the hospital where they've had multiple shocks and they're like, I finally need to go in to see somebody. Like, yeah, okay, after the first one, you should go in to see somebody. But like even if before then, you should go in to see somebody.
Yeah.
But they come into the hospital and we're like, okay, your pacemaker's been shocking you, like, and then we just scan it. We're like, yeah, you've been having runs of AFib for how long, and like, and then you went to VTAC, and now we can change out your pacemaker battery.
But see,
like, it's
so-
really nice.
So I have to say, I'm gonna interrupt real quick because I or stop whoever's gonna talk next because I think Ben was done. My ex had a pacemaker, and they were trying to switch it out because what'd they have to do? Something went wrong. Oh, its placement was bad, so they hooked her up. So they went to hook her up to an external, and which is very, very scary for the patient because now they're relying on this box that's sitting on the bed next to them to keep their heart rate. Her intrinsic, which is when you're sitting down and not doing anything, the lowest, like beats per minute you'll get. Her intrinsic was 4 beats a minute.
No.
So if she didn't have this, she would literally die in about 2 minutes.
No.
Yes.
Bad.
Her intrinsic was 4. So her heart was so fucked up and was jumping around. They had to, they went in and cauterized her, a lot of her veins around her fucking heart because it's the only way they could stop it. She was going to have a heart attack and she was going to die. So they they opened her up and fucking zapped shit and put in a fucking pacemaker, and her intrinsic is 4. So when they went when the pacemaker was acting funny because something happened with the placement, and I think the cords were fucking twisted or something. I don't know. It shocked her, and so I'm sitting there in the room, and she's like, "Oh God, hey, can we get this done, guys? Because this is kind of starting to suck now. It just got me." So the nurse is like, "What?" So I go and I talk to the nurse. Blah blah blah. This is what happened. So she's sitting there a little bit longer. Oh my god! Can you guys seriously fucking get this external going? Like, and then they put her on the external, and she's like staring at it. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "No, I'm afraid it's not going to work." And so she's staring at the thing, making sure that the meter on it is going and shit because it scared the shit out of her. 2 minutes. I mean, it would take me 2 minutes to go get someone to come in there and try to save her life. You know what I mean? And she'd be dead. So it's pacemakers. And by the way, the airport thing, she went through an airport once with her original pacemaker, and the thing went off, and they were like, "Oh, blah blah blah," and she was like, "Well, look, I have a pacemaker right here in my chest," and they were like, "That just looks like a scar to us," and she was like, "It's a pacemaker. and I would die without it. It's right here in my chest. If you want to feel, and the guy's like, no. You need to prove it to us. She's like, would you like me to rip the scar open? What do you want me to do right now?
It's like if you listen to it, you'd hear like a weird whirring sound.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
not normal.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
actually, honestly, I would fucking like lean my head over on her shoulder, and I slept. I could just hear it, and I could sleep I'd sleep like a baby. It was like a constant.
Sleep like a
You know,
baby. You
'cause
woke
it's
up every
so-
2 hours to shit yourself and cry.
No. I always go to the bathroom and then I cry. I don't shit myself.
There's this one guy when I was working 911. There's this one guy we had to cardiovert because his pacemaker wasn't working, and he was in VTAC, but I don't know how he was still awake. It was weird, but he was in VTAC and he was up and talking to us. He was this old dude, and so we had to cardiovert him, and the medic was going to do it with electrical shock and not with meds, and so they start to give him ketamine for sedation, and it like does not hit right away. And so we cardiovert the poor guy, and he like smashes his head against the wall behind him because it like shocked him so bad. So it was a awful experience for him. Probably it was kind of funny, but also really
Along with something that old Torian said earlier, like a bunch ago. And the answer is no, and I hate that trope. You do not die when you use a transporter in Star Trek. They convert like all of your atoms into energy and send all of that actually down and reconstruct you exactly.
The only dick who's allowed in the chat is in the chat. B.
Who what?
The
Dick
only dick
Dawson's
who's
here.
allowed in the chat.
Hey, Dick.
Dick. You know, if Savage and Dick start coming in, I'm gonna start booting people that aren't saying shit. It's just gonna have to happen.
I can be booted.
This is the only Dick I want in my life, besides whatever is on me. Gotta have some Dick, man. Just sometimes you
I'm
just need
sorry,
some dick.
Dad. I'm trying to be.
No,
I could
Promise
just
I'm
go
here.
on with that for like an hour. I know I could. Couldn't you, SR? Because I see you laughing.
What's that? What's that?
I know you could go on with that dick joke like I started for like an hour.
Yeah. So the problem is like I can always talk. Like there's literally never a time that I can't fill space. But the issue is if I'm with other people and I'm doing that, nobody else gets to talk because I just don't shut the fuck up. I never learned it as a child. I always got in trouble. Like
Are you
literally
ADHD?
every single one of my teachers were like, we need to have a talk with your parents. And my parents came down and the teachers were like, your child, I mean, they didn't say this obviously because I was a kid, but they were like, your child doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. And my parents were like, yeah, can you help? So I mean, you know,
so
but
you're
yeah.
you're ADHD then.
Never been
You're not?
diagnosed ADD, ADHD. Nope.
Interesting, because I have that problem, but it's because of my AD. There's so much going on in my brain when I don't have Adderall on board that I
get it.
literally just like feel like I have to release it out of my body, and I don't know how to explain it besides that. Like
No, I
I
totally
have to
get that.
fucking say it, and it's so fucking bizarre.
Exercise those demons.
And when you guys see me like sitting back and laughing and letting you guys talk, it's because I have Adderall in me.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And
the
when
whole
it wears
time.
off here in a little bit, you guys are fucked.
I've had to learn to actually, over the past few years, I've learned to be a good listener because I always used to be a motor mouth giving dissertations rather than Reader Digest versions of anything.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I have no idea who was just talking. Nobody's thing was doing this, and I didn't see anyone's face going.
It's
Who
the
the hell
Blue
was that?
Robot.
Oh, okay.
See, I talk a lot, but I know I'm not ADHD. Like B knows that I'll be on these streams like studying, and I won't listen to anybody else sometimes.
Yeah,
Speaking
and I'll
of
be
which-
like, Ben, he's what? Yeah, I was studying.
Speaking of which, thank
I'm
you
like,
for
dude,
reminding
I
me
could
that my
never
test
do
is on Friday and I have to do like 40 questions, so I will zone out, but I'll still be listening.
Well, like,
Vin just
okay,
submitted.
I don't trust my diagnosis of ADHD anymore because it's from the 1990s, but I'm definitely neurodivergent. And I could talk and talk and talk and talk and talk for a very long time, but that always wars with my need to be polite and not trample on other people's time. And I know I don't manage both of those properly, but still, I do my best.
You fluctuate well, just like I do. Like, I'll go on a
Yeah.
rant, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm ranting, and I get quiet for a little bit. You do the same thing.
Yeah, well, it's like, if other people are talking and I really have something to say, and it's like I try to look for an opening to talk, but I also don't want to trample someone else's narrative, and I'm just like, and it doesn't help that I'm stoned. So
I understand 100%.
Okay, there you go, Dick. Come on in here if you want, fucker. So anyway, speaking of being ranty, now everybody gets quiet. It's 15 minutes ago. You guys couldn't stop talking over each other.
I'm doing my questions. My test is on Friday.
No, you're
Thank
fine.
you for
Ben. I
reminding
wasn't
me.
talking to you. I wasn't talking to you. Go ahead. I'm gonna get Dick in here, and then we can have everybody can have a little Dick. So
It's okay. The first
I don't know a
question
lot
I
of
get.
Dick. I personally don't have any information on that.
It's okay. The first question I get as I open my practice test is scrotal swelling. So we're on a great topic right now.
Nice for a friend.
It's a question.
Yeah, just for a friend. Is scrotal swelling not okay? Is that bad?
This is also a 4-year-old, so it's different.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Johnny Dangerously? Because there's this whole thing about, like, these are the unlucky ones. And it's these guys with, like, swollen testicles that look like basketballs, and they're walking around this hospital just like, oh, and it's like, this is fake, it's a fake educational film to make his brother not want to have sex.
So I had a
people who
patient
have that is elephantiasis, right?
Something like that.
Well, not necessarily. It can swell for a variety of reasons. But I had a patient on my first rotation in internal medicine, and this was great because I don't disclose to my patients that I'm trans. But I had this patient who had like epididymitis or something. Yeah, he had like epididymitis or something, and he's gotten these infections like before. He gets repeat infections, and so his scrotum was pretty swollen and painful, and he's on antibiotics and stuff. And I'm in there, like, seeing him for the day because he's my patient. And he's like, man, I hope you never have to go through something like this. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, yeah.
I'm glad I will never have to go. This is the preferred method.
Just hang on real quick.
Exactly how I want.
Real quick. You're saying the scrotum is swelling, not the testicles.
Well, it was the epididymis inside the scrotum.
Is
but
swelling.
There's inflammation inside the scrotum, and then
that just sounds uncomfortable. Yeah, that just.
And then I had another patient on my second month of internal medicine at a different hospital, and they decided to give me a scrotal cellulitis patient, who was like really old and didn't like want to be there. That was a fun time.
So have y'all seen this ad that sometimes plays at the beginning of YouTube videos? And it's like this real broed out Chad looking dude sitting on a couch, and he's like, like he's got the hat backwards and he's got like the t-shirt, and he's like, yo. And I'm not even kidding. This is the first 5 seconds before you're allowed to skip it. He goes, hey, did you know there's a bacteria out there that can make your balls 3 times as big? And then like I always hit skip, and I'm always just wondering, like, first off, what bacteria? Like, second off, how do we know this? And third off, like, why? Like,
SR, I can give you a lesson on testicular infections.
Just real quick, I'm hoping it's the beginning of a trailer to like a Bill and Ted sort of Jay and Silent Bob movie.
No, I think he's selling the bacteria. I think he's selling you the bacteria in some like pill form or something.
Right.
Like
I think he's probably talking about STDs. It's probably STDs.
I don't know. It sounded like an ad for a commercial. Like
it sounds like gonorrhea or chlamydia. It's what he's talking about.
I was just like, this sounds all bad. Like this just sounds terrible. Like why would I want this? Like, I just, you know what? Grapefruit size. I'd like testicles that are literally the size of grapefruits. I wish there were a way
Why?
I could do that. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
wouldn't be able to
understand
walk.
either. Like,
That's absurd. Like,
they're not
who would want
attractive
that?
to begin with. Why would you want to have
Man,
bigger
I'm
ones?
unhappy that I have to have them
No.
to begin with, really.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
exactly.
just-
That's what I'm saying.
But listen,
Hey,
I
Maybe
can
I'm just
imagine them being that
demented
big.
on
I,
this
once you kick
one.
me.
Maybe
the
I'm just
size of
demented
the-
on this one,
Wait,
but I've
wait,
always a little
wait,
bit wanted to
Wait,
use.
everybody's talking over each other. Everybody take a deep
Okay.
breath. Bolt, what did you say? Because you started first.
I was just saying I'm not all that happy I have to have them to begin with. Not that I really want to change that badly
Like, I'll
either.
take 'em.
But it's like
Trans
it's
men
a
will take it.
vulnerability right in the middle of my body that's just right out there for anyone to kick. No thanks.
Yeah.
Them getting bigger is a bad idea.
Right. Kate, go ahead.
Well, maybe I'm just demented on this one, but I've always kind of wanted to use a guy's nutsack as a speed bag.
Oh, you know, I said to my, speaking of nutsacks, I said to my brother one day, I said, you know,
Thanks.
you guys just think your fucking nuts are just the best thing and blah, blah, blah. Look at I got nuts. And he's like, no, we don't. I'm like, yeah, you do. And he goes, no, we know they're gross and ugly. We just tell women that they're cool so they'll touch them.
Okay, but what's up with that thing on the
Most
bumper?
honest fucking answer I've ever had.
They're
in my
more
life.
of a hassle than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I gotta
just
agree with that.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can't imagine having swollen ones the
Right.
size of grapefruit or something like
Right.
that. That'd be fucking
Right.
crazy.
I can't
I
imagine.
mean, I sit on them occasionally now just at the size they are and the amount of pain that causes. Too much.
Can't
No,
imagine.
but seriously,
deciding-
hanging off the back of a truck, that thing on the bumper where it just looks like some guy's apple bags
Oh, it
hanging off
is.
there and swinging.
Yeah, truck
What
nuts.
the hell is with that?
Are you
I have
from
no
the
clue.
South? Are you in the
No.
South? Okay, see,
I'm
if
in
you were,
Southern California. That
Yeah.
doesn't count.
yeah, if you were
But
from the
she's not from
Southeast,
there.
yeah, if you were from the South, if you were over in my neck of the woods, you'd understand. It doesn't exactly make sense, but like you get it. You know what I'm saying?
SR,
It's like
I have seen so many
guess, I
sets of truck
suppose.
nuts. It's not even fucking funny.
Yep. I know. I see them all the time. See them all the time.
Yeah,
Right next
most-
to the.
I guess the
most
closest
states, those
equivalent
are
I can
illegal
come
now.
to, the closest equivalent I can come to where you know about it just because you live there is the legend of people dying of old age at a 4-way stop sign in Seattle.
What?
You know, because they're all just
didn't
like,
know
no,
what you
you
meant for
go,
a second,
no,
but now I
you
get it.
go. You
Oh,
know, like
gotcha,
that.
gotcha.
I lived in
Yeah.
Seattle. People aren't that nice there.
Which part of Seattle were you living in?
All over.
Okay, I mean, I spent most of my time in the U District and Capitol Hill.
Oh, they're that nice. Probably in Capitol Hill.
I want to say that I honestly think that truck nuts are fucking stupid, and they are
Yeah.
connected to toxic masculinity.
So,
And I think it's It's just like you see a 5 foot tall guy and he climbs up into a big jacked up Ford truck. We all know it's compensation. Just
Yeah.
fucking stop. Yeah.
Well-
guys that walk around and go, "My dick is so big," you know what?
No,
So-
it's not.
Who you trying to convince, yourself or me?
So
Because
there,
that's exactly what it is.
there's a choice in my area. There's a choice. I'm in Tennessee. We get an option between big souped up, nice big tire truck with them truck nuts, or we get the entire back windshield area like painted with a Confederate flag, or this was a fun one. It was a Confederate flag, and underneath it said, "The damage to my truck was done by an illegal immigrant who didn't have money to pay for it, so I kept it like this to remind everybody to keep this country clean." That's what it said
damn
on the
it.
back of this guy's. This guy took fucking time out of his day to paint all that shit. So it's like
or spent money
That-
and paid somebody to do it. Like, really?
Yeah.
that or truck nuts, and it's like, you know what? I'll look at those testicles. I don't
Yeah,
want to
okay.
see them,
Touche.
but in that,
Touche.
it's terrible. It's
Touche.
terrible.
I got to be honest with you. I want to get a set of those truck nuts, and then I want to take them up to and hook them up to my dad's truck and not tell him about them, and wonder how long it takes him to notice.
See, as a joke, they're
I don't know,
awesome.
like I know cars don't really have antennas anymore, but like tie them to the top of the antenna and drive around like that.
You know what I really want to get? I saw a picture of it
Maybe
once,
like this.
but It's inflatable cruise missiles, and you tie them onto like a little thin
I've
rope
seen
to your
that.
trunk, and you're driving down the road, and it's the cruise missile is chasing your car. It's fuck. I want to
I've
get one of
seen
those.
that.
I've
There's a
actually
meme that
seen
goes
that.
around once every couple of years.
Yeah.
You can actually look on YouTube and find that video. Just so everybody knows, that's already been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, all
See, we were talking about truck nuts.
people.
In Virginia,
Also-
they were actually outlawed less than 10 years ago. You still see a few of them, but not as many.
Nice. Good for Virginia.
Mwah.
Also, I had to give a hernia exam today because
Nice.
Okay, please answer a question
Nice.
for me, Ben.
What-
Please answer a question for me, Ben.
Yes.
What exactly happens when they turn their head and cough? What the hell are people feeling
Okay.
for?
Okay, so you have to put your finger into the inguinal ring,
Ugh.
which is so you grab a little bit of scrotal skin and you go up into. There's a hole where the hernia goes through, and when they cough, it pushes their. If they have a hernia, it pushes their intestine against your finger, so you feel the hernia. So that's why
Why
we
do you have
have
to
them
turn
do
the
that.
head?
They turn
Can
the
you
head so
cough
they don't
just-
cough on you.
So
Oh.
So just to connect it
Huh.
back to bacteria that potentially makes your balls bigger, Ben, as somebody who is medically trained, I want your opinion on this.
Okay.
Do large, like absurdly large testicles put you at a higher risk of a hernia?
Not of a hernia, but it would make me think that you have some kind of infectious process or maybe a hydrocele.
Okay, so there is something. It is still a bad sign.
It's a bad sign. I'm probably thinking chlamydia. That's probably my first differential diagnosis is chlamydia.
SR's like, good to know what I have.
Well, I just checking. Ben's talking
I mean,
about
I'm
some
asking for a
spots on
friend.
the body. I'm just looking down, just making sure everything's
Well,
in,
the most
you know,
likely
where it should be.
the most
I don't
likely
know.
infection of the epididymis and the testes is chlamydia. So
I think I've heard like mumps. Mumps make
mumps
your
can
testicles
also,
swell.
but with the
Really?
vaccinated population, it's not as concerning. But if
Right.
it was mumps, I would also expect like your neck to swell up too.
Well,
Okay.
I've
and-
got something on my
and-
back. Could I show you real quick, or is this not?
Yeah, after the stream. After the stream.
Okay.
Well,
Love you too,
this,
Phoebe.
In this day and age, though, like, shouldn't it be a themnia instead of a hernia?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
You know what?
Can truck
Okay,
nuts
no,
get hernias? That is the
No,
question.
no,
God.
no.
Kicked.
Hey,
That's how, hey, look, Stool picks on people. I kick people. That's how I show love. So
although I
Get a
have to
bumper.
take that as a compliment. I don't know if you've ever read Callahan's Cross Time Saloon by Spider Robinson, but it's this
Absolutely
saloon
not.
and people do like pun nights and stuff, and the best puns are the ones that make people flee screaming into the night holding their noses. So I take being kicked as a compliment if I made a joke.
Nice. That's pretty good.
okay, touche.
Pretty good.
Why do
There
I
you go.
get
I
so many
segregated.
questions?
Non-icon. Icon.
Okay, why is my surgery shelf? Why do I get so many questions about spider bites and snake bites? This is not surgery.
On your surgery show?
This is not
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know the surgery
Fuck off,
shelf is
Ollie.
it's a lot more medicine than surgery because it's a lot of trauma and like knowing when to do surgery and when not to do surgery. But like, can I have the spider bites?
You
in
jealous?
My emergency
Yes, I
medicine
am.
rotation? Like that sounds like emergency medicine, not surgery.
I
You
can
should-
imagine maybe one or two. Like I've heard of people saying that if you get stung by something, it'll stick in there, and maybe you have to dig it out.
Yeah, but
You know,
they're not asking
like
about
I've
that. They're
heard
asking
I've heard about like wasps or bees or something where they have a hooked or barbed stinger, and so it stays in there when they leave. I don't know.
Yeah, they're asking about medical treatment, which is super weird.
Are you supposed to suck the poison out if you get bit by
No.
a snake? I feel like that's a good idea.
No, don't
You
do
should
that.
not a bit.
Also,
Not
there's
good.
so scorpion stings can
Okay.
cause pancreatitis, and like that's something we were taught all throughout medical school. They're like, you can cause pancreatitis with scorpion stings, and so there's this post on TikTok that it was like CNN was saying like in Egypt, like there were thousands of
Oh, these big
scorpions.
scorpions. Yeah.
They were going into people's houses, and then it was like med students prepared to diagnose people with pancreatitis. So like I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting to see somebody who got stung by a scorpion who has pancreatitis. Usually pancreatitis that we actually see caused by like gallstones or alcoholism. But like I'm ready to see a scorpion cause a pancreatitis. I'm ready for it.
How many other
Yeah,
ways can you get pancreatitis? I feel like
A lot
we've
of
got.
ways.
Oh, okay.
My dog got pancreatitis from eating a half a box of donuts. So yeah,
I still
obviously.
donuts right now. Were they the cake or the glazed? Like
Yeah.
There was one cake and the rest were like glazed and one actually had a little bit of chocolate on it too, but it wasn't like on purpose. She just got to it and
Right.
then she could not stop throwing up the whole next day. And I took her in. They're like, yeah, she has pancreatitis. I'm like, it's not my fault.
Poor thing. Well, I'm glad
That
she's
was the
all right.
chocolate.
Yeah, the chocolate's bad, but
Yeah.
This was a brown
the
Rick
fat was
Boost.
worse. Sorry, Ben, what?
Oh no,
Rex, you're not
think
supposed to
through my
come
spider
in.
question.
I'm waiting on Dick. If I bring you in, then I can't bring in my Dick. and I
See,
can't have any
that is
Dick
the
tonight.
weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard you say.
What?
I'm clipping that. I'm waiting on Dick.
That's the whole point. Like I've been making jokes about it since Dick showed up in the chat. 'Cause
Oh,
the thing
okay.
I
I missed
always,
that
just so
now.
you know, Amanda and Kate, because you guys aren't normally here, I always say no dicks are allowed in my stream except for Dick Dawson. He's the only dick allowed.
I feel like that's just the tip of this joke, you know?
It's a
Like
what?
we have
Oh my
that's just
God.
the tip of this joke, you know?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
there's way more. There's
Oh,
way more.
okay,
down
give-
that
give
shaft
him
than
the
that
shaft.
buddy.
Give me the shot.
Yeah, why aren't you why aren't you kicking SR? Favoritism.
I don't know. I have
You
a
know what?
feeling
You're
we're
right.
going to get nothing but
right.
fallacies
You're
out of
right.
that one.
Oh, that's love right there, buddy.
Boo.
Fallacy.
Oh man, that was good. That was good. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Window
It's pretty
shopping.
bad when you say a pun and you make Kate cringe. Just saying. Okay.
Rex, damn it.
Well, you fucking let him in, B.
I did, but I'll just kick him whenever Dick's ready.
Fair
Or I'll
enough.
kick,
That-
I don't
that's
know.
fair enough.
Let me roll the dice. Who would I kick? Who
Me.
would I kick? Who's got a 10 sided die?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
that's
well,
my
Okay,
fault.
hold on. Give me a second.
I mean, I
Yeah.
am a 10.
Not
Look.
far.
Oh, Kate and Ben are on a run.
Yeah.
Let's see who gets it
It's not
first.
far.
Oh, Kate won.
Oh,
Oh, she's got her back.
Oh,
I have a tower too.
Kate beat you.
we
She
have at
ran and
least
doesn't
3
matter.
Dungeons and
But-
Dragons
Doesn't matter.
players
Let
here.
me roll
But-
for it. Let me
There's
roll
another
for
one
it,
here.
B.
Yeah,
Didn't want to go get
Same.
dice.
I didn't want to go get dice.
in Ben's defense, Kate is much taller, so she has longer legs. So
It's true.
And it was
Kate
behind my
rolled a
green
one.
screen, okay?
Kate rolled a
no,
one.
it's fine.
That's a
I
good
got
Okay,
score.
4. on a
Who's
D10.
got okay? Everybody roll. Whoever's got dice, roll a d10 for me.
I already rolled a
Wait,
6.
so why are we all rolling? Why is it
I got a
D10?
7.
I'm gonna get an average.
Okay.
No, don't kick man.
Are we playing statistics now? Is that it?
Listening to who gets the
Oh,
yeah.
I got a nat 20. That's a 10. I got a 10 on my second roll.
Okay, what was the other one? The SR, did you roll too? Who else? had
Nice.
No, I was
Bolt?
teasing. I don't have any
Oh,
on me.
Oh, Bolt,
They're just in the next
you roll?
room. But
No, I didn't go get one because everybody else got one.
I got this.
right.
You can't see it because it's green in my green screen, but this is a beefy die.
Does anybody
Here's a normal
recognize
die.
this?
It's a pentagram.
Negative.
Mm.
Besides
It's
being a
from the
pentagram.
Ultima series, specifically
Oh.
Ultima 5. It came with the game.
Okay.
You remember when games used to come with stuff?
No.
Yeah, and you didn't have to download everything. Yeah.
Or pay extra for everything.
No.
That's why I
Yeah.
won't buy Apple products except for iPhones. I will not buy an Apple computer or iPad. You have to buy everything separately. And they're like, well, it's
Yeah.
only $1,500. And then by the time you buy all the cords and you pay for all the software and you have to get this and you have to get that and you have to buy everything on Apple, you end up with a $3,000 fucking iPad. It's just ridiculous.
Well,
Oh yeah,
I
all
mean,
the
I'm not just
upgrades.
like when I say remember when games came with stuff. I mean, you look at those cloth maps on the wall there. Those came with games. I mean, like Ultima 5 and Ultima
Yeah.
6 had these cloth maps that can't.
Yeah, I
and,
remember
like,
those.
Yep.
Like those are genuine. Those I had those games. I bought them, and it was just that's what I mean when I say games came with stuff. I miss that.
Neverwinter had a similar map in it. I remember that.
The Wing Commander game had Tiger Claws. The
Oh, God, I love
like the
that.
shipboard magazine, which was also the game manual.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, Baldur's
So-
Gate 2 came with a map, and so did Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale, heck yeah. We're gonna be
Star
running
Wars.
next year.
North of the spine.
Star Wars: The Old Republic came with that,
Wow.
Nice.
Jeez.
right?
So, while we have a pause in the conversation, Ollie said he's going to take off, so I don't have to
Yeah.
pick anybody because honestly,
No.
the number I came up with was 8, and in position, that's Ollie anyway.
Is
So,
that-
Ollie, have
wait.
a great night.
All right,
Good night,
Bye,
Ollie.
I love you, buddy. Take
all right,
care.
guys.
Nice.
We'll talk to you
man.
all
Thanks for
later.
stopping by. I
Take
appreciate
care,
you.
Ollie.
Here you go.
What is this?
Autographed
have one of these?
copy
Of
Half-Life
Half-Life.
2
Oh,
by Gabe Newell himself.
Oh,
wow.
Fucking nerd.
I was in the room when
Sure.
the man autographed it.
oh, don't make me get out the tattoos.
Oh, don't start. No, I only have like 5. Although most
I've
of them
got
are pretty
10.
large.
And most of mine are geek based.
I have not.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Amanda,
mine
you
are
were
kinda like
asking. Yes, this
this.
is Firefly.
Bye.
Yes.
Is that I sent you something like a year ago? I can't remember. Was it that?
Oh
Um,
no.
well, it was probably the plush version.
Hold on.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat wants us to do shots.
We're going to do
Oh.
shots. I was just waiting for the
Somebody
lady.
in
Yeah, I
the
wonder
chat
if it
room.
was Ben.
It's
Uh-oh.
not me, I promise. It's not
It's
me.
not Ben. It's not
It's
Ben.
Mice.
Who
Mice
shot?
probably
not-
stole the picture, stole the name. Mice
Yeah,
will, Mice
somebody
does those things.
made
Okay.
a sock account that was my exact YouTube account that wants me
Yeah,
to do
that's
shots.
so weird.
Okay,
we should
well,
totally do a shot.
So
if
So
strange.
this
anyone
shot,
wants me to do shots, I gotta go grab
So-
a shot.
okay, go grab a shot, and I'll bullshit for a minute. So,
Oh, I'm
so
drinking beer. So
earlier we did a shot because Ben's at the end of his surgery rotation, and all he has is study tomorrow and take the shelf on Friday. And we all know he's going to pass it because he's fucking
Yep.
brilliant. So don't tell him I said that. His head swells up sometimes.
Yeah.
Makes his haircut look bad.
No, you
Oh!
can't. Shut up.
Sorry, bro. No,
is that
everything's
why he
fine,
looks
man.
like that? Okay,
Everything's
fair
fine.
enough.
No, I know you can
Okay,
hear me.
fair enough.
But this one I'm gonna do to everybody in the community that because we just have amazing fucking people here, and you guys are all supportive and you all love each other, and even if you like some of us bang heads and then we just love each other at the end of the day, and I think that's something that is not common. So
No,
that's
it's
what I'm
not.
gonna do a shot to is our community. So thank you everybody.
Yeah, I'd love to, but where the fuck did my vape pen go?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna just go get some THC oil. That'll be my shot. I'll be back.
That'll work.
That works.
I'm
You can
I'm
also
getting
smoke.
my
We don't care.
booster next week, so we'll have
However
to do
you celebrate.
Well,
It,
I mean-
it seems to have gone missing.
Woo!
In
That
my
was a big
state, it
mouthful, I
became
found.
legal in July to grow marijuana, and I grew 4 plants, and all the motherfuckers turned out to be male. So I've got to start over.
Damn. Damn
So
shame.
for people who don't get my weird humor, I started showing up in catnip streams telling myself to do shots because I'm so used to being on my own streams where I have a channel reward for people to make me do shots that I was like, well, I guess I gotta make myself do shots now. So that's the thing.
So I want everybody in the chat to vote. Pick one word you like that is not common. Don't you pick the or and. Pick a word that is not commonly used and put it in the chat, and we'll pick one. And whenever somebody hears that word, not intentionally, but in a conversation, let's limit it, we'll do a shot. How about we do it? like that?
Rutabaga.
So
Oh, I've got a word. But I'm in here, so I won't put it in.
yeah, you don't have a vote. We're leaving
It's
it up to
okay.
the
When
chat.
I get to a point where I have channel reward point things like Ben, I'm gonna have a reward where it's just make Ben do shots.
Oh my god, everyone's gonna make me do shots.
That's cool. Or you could just call it the bro shots, because I always do it with Ben anyway.
Well, Stool
As long
wants
as I
to
have
do
liquor,
worse.
Wait a minute. If they do it by like a donation, like a super chat, then that would be a money shot.
Oh,
Oh,
I see
my.
what you did there.
That's
Pew,
good.
pew, pew.
Well, when we
Pew,
do
pew,
when
pew.
we do atheist trivia and we fundraise for Lady Di, I will do shots for money in honor of that. Like someone
I
else
will
is
too.
Oh
kidney,
God, Ben, you will end up on the floor.
that's fine.
I will
It's for somebody else's life. Like I will do that for someone else's life.
Okay.
You know what I want? Hey, I just had an idea, Ben. For the beginning of these streams, I wanna do like a little like video thing talking about what's going on, so we don't have to keep repeating it through the stream. So when people they'll
We
see
can
it.
do that.
And so if all I need is someone to I can even do the video end of it if you guys give me an idea what you want, but I want somebody to write like a script of what I need to say, and I'll run a video for it and I'll share it with everybody.
We can do that.
I'll do a freebie on that so we can kind of get more people, because I think a good intro would be good. But I need facts. I need more facts, like how long has she been in the community?
I think talk to Savage, and because Savage has been really good on.
Yeah,
organizing
Savage
this
is
thing.
in the chat somewhere. That's why I'm discussing.
Savage
it
and
right now.
Purple are kind of going to be.
Well, I mean,
our
if you're going to
main
ask
bummer.
questions about Diana, Kate would have all the answers. So,
well, that's
There's a
probably
chance
true.
I
Yeah.
might know a thing or three. Yeah.
Kate, Purple, and then
Well, that's why I'm throwing this out here so people can
Yeah.
give me information. I mean, if you know stuff about her, just like text it to me on Twitter, and I'll even. You know what? I'll even write the thing. Just give me information, and
I will
Something
organize the
about Diana.
best trivia night ever.
she, starts talking German out of nowhere constantly.
And she blathers in this weird pseudo, like, I keep trying to say Scandinavian, but it's Slavic, like nonsense that she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she
And I
starts
always
singing
joke-
about how full of poo she is.
Yes, I am so full of poo. She's fucking hilarious. And it kills me because one day I said, she said, and somebody in the chat said, what did Diana say? And I said, oh, she said blah, blah, blah. And I made it something funny, but it went along with the topic. And they laughed. And so I said, yeah, I am the voice of Diana's interpreter. Like I am, like Gumby. Buckwheat. I am the ghost of Buckwheat's interpreter. I am the ghost of Buckwheat. Like, that's what it reminds me of. So I always say I'm her interpreter. So when she says some blah, 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 I always type something in the chat like she said blah, 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 Everybody laughs.
I usually just go, yeah, sure, that's easy for you to say.
Right. But I go off of her emotion with it, like, or ha, you know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
she said this funny joke, or she just said she's going to tear someone's head off, depending on it. So I go along with that, but it's fun. And she's like, yep, he's my interpreter.
Okay, Stool, I swear to fuck, I will put you in your corner. Stop. Just stop.
No, don't stop. We love Stool.
At least turn the fucking caps lock off, dude. Come on.
Ox,
hear
I
you.
swear to God, Ox is such a guy, he's going to like flirt about Diana. She has a sexy mood too. You're such a dude, man. Oh, I don't know where Dick went, but
Trying to figure out this question's butt infection, what it is. That's the
That's the
question.
question. What is it? Read it.
It's a lot.
Is
But
it-
the answer choices are acute diverticulitis, C. diff colitis, ischemic colitis, radiation proctitis, or ulcerative colitis.
Yeah. This seems like in the butt
I don't know
stuff,
what two of
not
those
like
are.
butt
It is
cheek
butt
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
It is
this
butt
isn't like a problem with the cheeks. This is like
Yeah, well,
up in.
it's a 75-year-old man who had a surgical repair of his
Okay.
abdominal aortic aneurysm.
Yeah.
And he had left lower quadrant abdominal pain, followed
Mhm.
by blood in his poo. He has prostate cancer. Yeah, he's basically bleeding from his butthole, and they want me to tell them why.
I'm thinking C. diff. I'm just, not just.
I don't know. It might. He's not on antibiotics though.
Yeah, my completely unprofessional, untrained opinion, Ben. Please take my advice.
Well,
No, look at
diverticulitis is the most
Samantha.
common, but
Ben, actually, can I ask you a question? Because it's
Yeah.
actually a little worrisome. There's a strange growth in the middle of my face, and for some reason, air keeps going in and out of it. I don't know. I don't get it.
isn't your nose?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I never would have thought of that. Thank you.
So,
Kate.
so with your nose, as long as you put your mask like above your nose and not underneath it, then that's
Oh.
okay.
Did you see Stool's answer, Kate, as to what the diagnosis is in the chat?
I saw butt stuff or cock lace. I thought I saw something about shuttlecock.
No, he was talking about a necklace, but he said is one of the options Steve McRae.
Oh. No, that's never an option. Unless we're talking about who to execute.
I mean, he might cause rectal bleeding. I don't know.
Okay, see,
yeah,
okay, I'm going to say my word now. It's called Boliviate. That's what we're doing here.
Alleviate?
Wow.
He's an asshole. The Steve McRae guy for making jokes about him. I don't know who he is.
You know what happens when people use big words in my chat?
They get kicked. Yep.
Like
Right.
Christian said earlier.
Well, that is just so persefunctant.
No big word.
Kick
Okay,
me, yo.
fair enough.
Like science. Me and Christian. Oh, yep. Your drinking word is butt stuff. You know, I like that.
Yeah, that'll work.
To butt stuff.
To butt stuff. Oh, wait a minute.
Cheers.
Oh, did you have a shot? Oh, you took a drink.
No, it's just my beer. It's moon juice.
Oh, okay.
It's green though,
Cheers.
so you can't see it.
Cheers. Salud.
Invisible beer.
Because I'm a hipster.
See-
It's an IPA.
Get
Oh,
that
okay.
Italian shit going. It's salud, manja. Fucking eat.
No, but in America, it's butt stuff.
Butt stuff. Chug.
Well, so since you brought it up, B, again, I'm just gonna prod Ben for some medical knowledge here. Again, for
Go
a
ahead,
friend
Ben.
only. But butt chugging.
Butt chugging.
Yeah,
That's
like
problematic.
That's
Yeah.
not a good thing.
Well,
I've
okay.
heard about that.
So here's why it's a problem. Because
Toxic.
your rectal circulation bypasses
Right.
first pass metabolism. So when
Okay.
you drink something or eat something, it gets
Oh.
like digested and then it goes through your liver first. So it gets metabolized and then goes to your body. When
Right.
it goes through your butt, it does not go through your liver first. It just goes
Okay.
to your body. So
But
it's not
do you-
metabolized.
Right. So problems, colon, cancer, bad stuff. But
Well, just
do
you're getting a high
But-
level of drug in your body.
Do
at one
you
time.
get drunk? Do you
You would
actually
get drunk really fast.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, because it absorbs quickly and your liver's not metabolizing it quickly.
He's looking for his
What
fun.
about-
He's looking for his fun.
On the same line,
I think I'm out.
Yeah, I guess that's another use for a beer bong, huh?
What about the dumb bitches that like soak their tampons in
Ooh.
vodka?
Yeah,
Go
please.
ahead and
It's
tell
the
people
same
why that's
concept.
bad.
Yeah,
It's the same
yeah.
concept. It
Yeah.
absorbs really quickly and does not undergo first pass metabolism. So
Okay.
where the liver metabolizes alcohol, you're not getting that first pass metabolism. It's just
Right.
pure alcohol going into your body. That's
No,
not
but I
being
mean,
metabolized right
like,
away.
on top of that, isn't there like risk of infection and stuff like that as well?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Right. Sugar and stuff in those areas not great.
Yeah.
So I just as a layman, once again, just to make sure we're all on the same page here, you're saying I should neither put alcohol directly in my butthole or my genitals. You're saying
I
neither of
thought
those
you
are
said
good.
this was a question for a friend, secular. Come
Oh
on.
yeah. Sorry, I meant
I-
yeah, my
I just
my
wanna
buddy,
say
my
that-
buddy.
If
I
it's
was
sterilized, you're
9
probably
years
okay.
old when I
No.
learned this was a thing.
No.
That's all I'm saying is I was 10 years old when I learned that's a thing. Any of this.
So apparently, here's
It's
the
real.
thing that I learned though. Apparently, people are putting ivermectin on their tampons now.
Oh Jesus, that's that
How
forced
does that
dewormer
work?
shit. Yeah.
Why
Do
would
not
that-
do that. Do not do that. That's bad. Don't
Oh.
do
Hey,
that.
SR, did you learn anything about that that alcohol stuff that I asked you about?
Yeah, I got you later, man. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, I got you later. That means see in a few months.
Bolt-
you'll be like,
Bolt
if you
is
hear
the
from
friend.
me.
I'm the friend.
Bolt is
Yeah.
the friend.
That means we know what we're buying later: a 6-pack and a funnel, baby.
That's right.
As long as it's just okay. I'll give you a calculation. Do the
I
calculation.
remember
you'll-
doing
I'll hold
that
the
shit when I
funnel,
was
you
young,
pour.
man.
Okay.
My generation invented beer bongs, bruh. I know about beer bongs. I also know about keg stands because we invented that shit too.
So I had
Oh
a
God,
guy.
beer bongs fucked me up.
Things
at
to
the
be
beginning.
proud of.
I had a
Yeah.
I had a guy come into the clinic when I was on internal medicine. They put me in the clinic for a couple days because we had too many students in the hospital, and I love clinics, so I went. But there's this guy who comes in for like a pre-operative like evaluation, just like a clearance, and he's like, I read this book about why statins are terrible drugs, and like this guy has like high cholesterol and stuff. He's on a statin. And he's talking to me, the med student. He's just like, I read this book, and it tells me that statins are terrible, and like big pharma, and like he just goes on and on about like big pharma and statins, and I'm just like,
Oh
yeah,
my
let me grab the real doctor, and I'll have him talk to you if you have any concerns about your statins. But he
You
was just like
realize
so
that every
convinced
time you
that.
said Staten Island went through my head immediately after.
Well, he was like trying to convince me of this thing. I'm like, dude, I'm just a
I had
student.
like the tiny, like my cholesterol was just a tiny bit over, and the doctor that I was seeing in Tucson had put me on some. But when I came here, and like maybe 4 years ago, so I was 36, the doctor says to me, "Oh well, I want to take you off that. It had something to do with it being of like." Being able to have babies, and he said it interfered or something like that. And I looked at him, I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm not going to because I have my teenager, so like I'm old enough, it's good. But like, have you ever heard of that?
I don't. That is not a concern that I've ever heard of for cholesterol medications.
No more babies, Doc. Yeah, sign me up.
I could
mean,
understand taking you off of it if like you were borderline and like not wanting you to give a medication just based on a number, but based on a presentation. Like that makes sense. But like that's not a side effect that I've heard of.
Yeah, he
Oh,
said it
jeepers,
interfered or something. So, and I'd never heard of that before.
Also, it's none of their damn business. Like if someone wants to have kids or not. Like
Yeah, I told him too. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not planning on having any more. And he's like, well, I don't want to take that risk. Like, excuse me?
I know so many people who like people who've been on B's streams before who need hysterectomies for pain issues, and their OB-GYNs won't do it because they're under 35 and don't have enough kids. Like the OB-GYN that I was with, the OB-GYN that I was with for a month, she was so great in telling people like you don't have to suffer. Like don't let this keep you suffering. Like if you need to get rid of this organ to stop suffering, then that's the best course of action for you. And like her patients don't regret it because they're not suffering anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not like, I mean, yeah, it just, why in the world? What an absurd concept. Like if a doctor came up to me and was just like, hey man, look, here's the thing. I just really feel like 5 years from now, you're going to want to come. I'm like, what? What are you talking? What are you talking about? And he'd be like, I just don't want to do this surgery because I'm concerned about whether or not you're going to come later on in your life. It's like, well, I don't know why that's on the table right now, doc. Like, I don't see what that has to do with. But doctor, if I had a uterus and a doctor came up to me and was like, so yeah, this is causing you a problem, but I'm concerned you don't have enough kids yet, I'd be like, fuck you. What kind of weird medical advice is that? Like, you haven't had enough kids to like receive this medical treatment. What?
Yeah, like I'm a guy that has a uterus, and the uterus is the worst organ ever made. If God exists, he's a fucking asshole because the uterus is the worst thing. And like it's just misery. And I totally get it. Like someone absolutely has a fantastic reason to not want to be in pain all of the time. Some people, like most of the time, the uterus doesn't give you pain all the time. It's just occasionally. But some people have pain all the time or a significant amount of time to where like it just interferes with everyday life, and they put up with it because people won't let them do anything about it. But like their pain is real.
Yeah, just being born as a cis male, I can honestly tell you, you don't have these problems in medicine. You can say there's no bias all day. Like you can go to bed real comfortable and happy and say like, no, women, trans men, trans women, black people, they're all treated the same. Not true. Just not true. I know. I know.
A friend of mine, when she got divorced, she referred to it as a misterectomy.
That's what I'm going to call my bottom surgery. I'm going to get a misterectomy. Yes.
I thought those were called an addictomy.
An addictomy.
I call
You
it
know,
an
kind
addictomy.
of like the trans women get the lopidotomy.
Oh, I hadn't
Right.
heard that one.
I told my girlfriend, so I go by in the mornings before work and we hang out for a little bit, right? So we're sitting there like talking, and I'm like, I gotta take a piss. So I go in there and I said, boy, this'll be better for me once I have that addictomy surgery. And I had never said it to her. And she's in the bedroom and I can hear her just like dying laughing.
Addictomy.
And I said, hey babe, guess what? And she's in there still, and she goes, what? And I said, I just want to let you know that I think we need to take some measurements. She's like, measurements? I'm like, yeah, I can just make it whatever size you want. What do you want it? And she goes, oh, damn.
It all depends on how much forearm you're willing to lose.
Well, no, because you can take a small piece and graft it, and they can grow it.
I'm telling you,
They
look.
can graft it.
Is it
The thing is, though,
reactive?
like the it's limited based on like for functionality. It's like based on your size that you've grown, and then they have to graft like a significant chunk of your forearm to get like 5
Or
inches
the back
is the
of
average.
your thigh.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah,
You
but,
think it's
but
all
if you
fun
get
and
the
game.
thigh, it's not likely to get the sensory function. Their forearm is the most likely
Oh
to
man,
do sensory
really?
function.
Look, if I
Yeah.
have to do that, I will, and I'll get some badass fucking tattoo on my over top of it. Fuck it. I'll just
All
make
right,
it look all fucking gnarly and make it look badass. I don't give a
I've
shit.
got a giant fucking word to ask Ben about, and
Oh,
don't backstage me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What did he say?
He's got a word for me.
It's called hydrochlorothiazide.
Yeah,
Is that
hydrochlorothiazide.
a blood pressure drug?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Okay. That's what
Mhm.
Mom takes, and she had to go get hers for field today, and I was just wondering if that was a blood pressure drug.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It's an alpha-1 blocker. Pretty sure.
Okay. Well, Mom's in her mid to late 70s, so she's on all kinds of shit. So
Yeah,
she's
so it
gonna
just
have
blocks
to have
her.
back surgery. So
Yeah, it just blocks a receptor that is meant to constrict blood vessels. So it'll decrease blood pressure by just increasing the space for blood to go through.
okay.
Sure. Yeah, no, Ben doesn't like anybody trying to backdoor him. That's true. It's not his thing.
Oh,
I mean, I'm bi,
Yeah, but you're a top.
but I am a top. This is true.
That's what I'm saying. We've had that conversation.
And Kate mentioned Johnny Dangerously earlier. You fucking a bastard.
You lost me
But I don't
completely.
know if
You
she'll
don't
make
know
it with
the dude that
so
ran
many
the
people.
club?
Hey,
Kathy Bates. I need another beverage. I'll be right back.
Write the book now. Kathy
Fuck,
Bates.
let me find the clip. Hang on.
Oh, don't backdoor me. No, I think he said back room. Well, I think he meant back room. Anyways.
I thought he said backstage.
Oh, yeah, backstage. Don't backstage him.
Yeah. See,
I got
know
a backstage SR now. It's just fucking tradition because he's just a fucking smart ass. And I noticed throughout this entire stream, we've been going for an hour and 52 minutes now, that almost every time I'm laughing at something really stupid, SR's laughing too. So I've realized that he is one
I
of
have
my
I have a very childish sense of humor.
Oh yeah, I'm like a 12-year-old boy. No, that's not true.
Constantly.
I'm actually about to go through
Yeah.
puberty. I'm about like
Nice.
a 16-year-old boy, right?
Nice. Yeah,
12
you'll
year-
giggle. You'll giggle at fucking anything if you're in that boat.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm fucking
yeah.
all the time. I'm telling you, and I had this skill previously too. There, somebody just came back in. My skill I've always had is I can take almost any statement and make it sound sexual.
Yeah, yeah.
I was born with that. Now it's worse.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, no,
Good.
I'm pretty childish my own darn self with my sense of humor. I mean, I'm not above poop and fart jokes.
No, they're incredible. They really. That was good. It takes skill, to really tell a good, captivating fart joke or a poop joke. I mean, some would say that they're low hanging fruit, but I don't think so. I think,
dude, let me tell you, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit on the internet, and it has nothing to do with like poop or farts.
No, I was going to say I've been on.
Christians are lower hanging fruit than that. Let's be honest.
Hey! Hi, Jenny.
Hello.
How you doing?
Jenny.
I'm just Ducky.
How you feeling?
Better. Still a little weird.
But better than like say last week.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Real
Sorry,
quick,
I've been a bit absent, but I'm
real
glad
quick,
you're feeling better.
Kyle, have a good night. I love you, man. Take care of yourself. Carry on.
Okay, seriously, Stool, turn off the fucking caps lock.
And nobody wants to touch your low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, trust me, buddy. Not even your wife or girlfriend or whatever you have going over there. Nobody
It's not a
really
fruit,
wants
it's a potato.
Sheep.
Potatoes are not
I'm pretty
fruits.
sure it's a sheep.
And it's low hanging because it's so damn old.
By the way, Ben, Heather's busy with children's stuff, so she said hi to you.
Oh, tell her I said hi. Also,
I will.
we need to have our medical stream here soon so I can let you run trauma simulations and impress your girlfriend.
Let's do it. What about like Saturday afternoon, evening? I get the
I'm
whole
at
weekend
Faithless
with her.
Forum though.
Oh,
We can do the weekend after
you
though.
go. Hey, tell Thomas and Chris Shelton I said hi.
If anyone is
Let me
in
know what your
Austin this
schedule is.
weekend, I won't be there Friday because I have a test. But if you find me on Saturday, I will bring my snappy gloves and I will make you a balloon.
Ben, if some dumbass had a monocle cobra and gets bitten by a monocle cobra and you have no anti-venom, how do you treat that?
Supportive care.
Particularly, there's just one thing you need to do. Because the venom is very specific to one system. Just keep them breathing. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's what.
That's not a myotoxin. It's not a cardiotoxin or anything like that.
Well, that's when I say supportive care, that's like anything treating symptoms. So
I'm sorry. You were like emergency, things. That was just one little thing that I learned.
yeah,
Well, there's
with
lots
most poison, it's if there's no antivenom, it's supportive care. That's really all you can do.
Ben, I thought you meant like,
Well,
I'm sorry that
monocle
you're gonna
cobra-
die, but I'll be here for you.
Yeah,
Well,
you're doing a great job.
You're
dying
doing a
from
great
this
job.
poison.
Monocle
It'll be
cobra
okay.
venom is I think there's only 2 snake venoms. It might be the only one. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2. That's simply a neurotoxin, and it will wear off. That was just something that popped into my head. Sometimes my brain blurts out facts.
It's funny that you mentioned that because we were talking about CPR at work. We've had 3 different people recently that, I think, 3, that did CPR on a loved one and felt guilty because they could not revive them. So first I want to say my thoughts on it and what I have read about it and what I have learned. And what I have learned is fuck giving breaths and just give really good compressions. And you need to have them on a hard, flat surface. Do not have them on a bed. You'll never get proper compressions. You should wear yourself out in about 2 minutes. And you should get someone else to help you and swap.
And call fucking 911.
Don't
call it.
Start compressions. Yell to someone. There's cell phones everywhere. This is so much easier these days. Start compressions. Check, make sure they're breathing and stuff first. If they're not, start compressions on them. Make sure they're on a hard, flat surface. Make sure their heads tilt back so their airway's open, and just do compressions as hard as you can. for as long as
Take
you
a
can.
CPR
Staying
class.
alive.
Take it.
Staying alive.
I mean, they taught us
sorry,
CPR
babe.
in health class in high school, and like I remembered enough of it to be able to revive my girlfriend that time. Fortunately, her heart didn't stop, but she did stop breathing. I gave her breaths, called 911, gave her breaths, told 911 to hold the fuck on, gave her breaths, but her heart was beating, so that was good.
Yeah. No,
But
that's great.
Learn
But-
CPR. Everyone should learn CPR. Everybody
the
should learn it.
And they're free classes. You don't have to pay for it. You get a little card, makes you feel good at the end of the day. And even if, and honestly, I think everybody should go to that class twice, because there's stuff that you will not learn the first time, because it's a lot to intake under a free class that gives you like an hour and a half or something. Everybody's got to learn it, So go to
Although
two classes.
the dummy
They're
they make
free.
you use is creepy as fuck.
And the most important thing about it is CPR is a last ditch effort in the field to make someone last, to get them to the hospital. It is a last ditch effort. Do not feel bad if you cannot revive someone. If that doesn't work, just doing compressions doesn't get them to make it to EMS. It wouldn't have mattered anyways.
Oh yeah, that's what they call us in the Army. Yeah.
It's just the bottom line. You do what you can. Don't be mad because it didn't work. You don't know what's going on inside their body. They could be like having a heart attack and a fucking stroke at the same time. You're not saving that motherfucker.
Yeah, don't feel bad.
Try it, but don't feel bad. Be glad, feel good within yourself that you put that effort and tried to help a stranger.
Yeah, try it like right away, because time matters. Like the oxygen to their brain and to their vital organs matters. Like I've had calls when I was working 911 where we could have saved the person if the people in the area knew to do CPR. And this was so frustrating because this was at a rehab facility with nurses. This was a skilled nursing facility. And no one was doing CPR until we got there. I was the first person to start compressions. And I know these people at the rehab facility are required by law to have CPR certification to work there. None of them acted on it. They called us. We showed up. We're the first ones to act. This person had a pulmonary embolism. We got Ross. We transported. We don't transport dead people. She was alive enough to transport. If we had gotten there 10 minutes earlier, we would have saved her. So learn CPR, because it can help, and you need to do it right away.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
yeah,
That was the thing. Like as much as that morning was terrible when I had to save my girlfriend, I was proud of myself that I was able to remember all of that shit. Like I had woken up out of nowhere, and I was still pretty groggy when she keeled. And I'm still proud of myself that I was able to wake right the fuck up and not panic enough to save her ass. Mind you, later when she dumped me, I was not as happy, but that's another story.
You don't want somebody toxic like that in your life anyways, Kate. You deserve better.
I know.
But no, Ben that is exactly the point, is do not fuck around. Someone goes down, you ask them if they're okay, they don't respond, you see if they're breathing. If you think they may not be breathing, you feel for a fucking pulse. If you're not feeling good shit, if you're not feeling a strong pulse, you don't see their chest rising and falling, just fucking start CPR. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I was taking a nap. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad, dude. Or I'm fine. I just got faint for a second. I need some shade and some water. Okay, but you still woke that person back up. That needed that shade and that water. It could be nothing, but you could possibly save someone's life. Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you do crack their ribs, like be sure if you do any of that you are calling 911, because if you do crack a rib, they could have other issues. So like be sure that they are getting to, like, even if they seem fine, like get them to a hospital.
Always call 911.
Always get them to a hospital, and then
do you always go to the hospital if you crack ribs? I've cracked ribs several times and never.
Well, no, if you crack it during CPR.
Just during CPR.
During CPR.
We're talking about like cracking ribs off of the sternum, and they can poke things like
that's a little different. Yeah.
If you crack a rib, I mean, it's a good idea to be evaluated, because like that's how you get like pneumothorax or like a splenic puncture or a liver puncture. So I mean, it's a good idea to be evaluated. It doesn't always need to be like an emergency evaluation, but like at least if you see like a primary care provider, like, hey, am I okay? That's great.
The worst, I think the worst time that I was riding my dirt bike and I wrecked and my rib cage ran right into a handlebar. And I finished the ride out just fine, got home, and I remember that night laying on it and feeling my ribs like literally separate and go back together. Like, never went to a doctor though. I was just like, it'll take 3 weeks, they'll heal.
I mean, you're fine. You're fine now, and it's not always necessary. It's just like it's a good precaution to take because even though it's probably not something worse, it could be. So it's like.
I did actually face plant from a seizure once, like right in front of an ambulance. I face planted on my chin. I have some pretty spectacular photos. I can laugh about it now. At the time, it kind of sucked, but wow, just like this gigantic bruise right here, bright and purple.
Oh, wait a minute. Divine said something about smoking. Is that close enough to a shot?
That sounds like someone wants you to smoke.
Okay,
It looks like burn shot, but okay.
It's only for the people smoking, though. It's not a shot. It's the smoke.
Empty issue I have.
I mean, I could be smoking.
Well, hey, I hate to have to run out, but I got to go learn CPR and tell my friend all this medical knowledge that I've gained tonight. Just
this
call
is
me
minor.
later.
Sometimes Ben gets on a roll. Hey,
And I hope
seriously
I
though.
didn't say anything too bad.
No, you didn't say anything bad at all. SR, thanks for coming by, buddy. And
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know,
chat later.
I don't know if you have me on Twitter, but find me. It's Bino Just Be.
I think so.
If you're on Twitter or Discord or something like that, hit me up. I'm Bino Just Be everywhere.
Absolutely.
And that way I can
Also-
send you links and shit.
Anybody here, feel free. Just it's all the
Also-
same secular rarity everywhere. So
Before you leave SR, B does interviews of people in the community if you're ever interested.
Sure.
If you haven't been on
sure.
Oh yeah.
We'll make
usually-
sure that. Go ahead.
Monday nights at about 8:30 to 8:45 Eastern, depending on your schedule.
Yeah. We'll make sure that we're connected and just shoot me a
Yeah, man.
message and stuff. I always love hanging
Yeah, I
out
like
with
that.
y'all, so it's always a wonderful, wonderful time. And I'm sure I'll
Love
see
it.
you heathens and sinners again. If it's not, on another stream, it'll be down burning in hell. So
Yeah.
see y'all.
Peace out, buddy.
I like that guy.
Yeah,
I
he's a
love
good
SR.
dude.
I think that's the
He's
first
funny
time
as
I've
hell.
ever met him, but he seems like a nice
Me
enough
too.
fella.
Funny guy.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
he's funny and brilliant,
he's fun.
and you guys.
But he's gone, so let's talk about him.
Yeah, he is gone. Ox or somebody with a wrench. Can you throw SR? Throw his link in the chat for me so everybody can find him. Yeah, he's great, and yeah, they all put out the people he works with and everything, and they do stream with. They do good shit.
Crazy.
So,
I've had him on my show before. We talked about alien cults. Go watch that.
Oh
episode.
yeah,
It's
that's
great.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Aliens. Wait a minute.
How do we know
Yeah,
what
there was
kind of
a-
cult aliens have?
It was a cult that I kept
Oh,
getting ads
or
for.
alien.
I kept getting ads on Facebook, and I was like, I need to react to this because it was so funny. So
I
we
can't believe I
reacted.
got you with that, B.
No, you didn't totally get me, but it was just funny. I had to laugh afterwards. Tell you fuck off.
Oh, have you seen the latest season of American Horror Story?
I don't watch that shit, man. I ain't got time for it. I
Oh,
just don't.
the
I literally
second
don't have
half of the-
time for it.
Well,
I have
the
good
second half
dreams.
of the season is all about an alien cult.
Oh, really?
It seriously is, yeah.
I
It
guess
was
I'm gonna check
pretty
it out.
fucking entertaining. Yeah.
I think my kid watches that. My son watches that shit.
I don't watch horror stuff because I have good dreams and I'd like to keep it that way.
Sorry, had to sneeze. Yeah, my son
I have
watches
nightmares all the time.
that show. Yeah,
It don't
he
bother.
loves it.
Something for Divine in the chat. They're saying that they wish they were more knowledgeable on medical, but they're dumb on the topic. It's something that takes like it's just learning, like years and years and years of study. So like
And you
I
just yeah.
Yeah, well,
I've
the
been
fucking
studying this
problem
for.
is,
is you study shit for years and years and years, and then you
Mhm.
get online and you have some dumb fuck that read something on Facebook and tells
Yeah.
you like climate is, some fucking climate
Yep.
denier for me. It's just like I.
Well, I've seen like
Yeah.
every episode of House and Scrubs and most of ER, so I'm practically a doctor.
Mm, yeah,
Exactly. That's exactly what they think. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, like I'm on my 7th year of post high school education, and I have a lot more to go. So like, don't feel bad about like not knowing the things that I know, because I put up like this is my full-time job, is knowing this stuff, and I
Yeah.
still am awful at it.
No, shut the fuck up, Ben.
Well, no, I'm not awful for where I'm at, but compared to the people who like are down the line, like
Well,
I
yeah.
still don't know anything.
I mean, the thing,
Well, yeah,
the thing
but-
with medicine is that, as much as you can book learn, it's so much more when you have hands-on experience.
Yeah, it
So-
just takes time. It's something that takes time and a lot of like effort.
It does sound like a lot of memorization too.
It is, and it's a lot of critical thinking and so and like putting pieces together. So, like a lot of people like to think that diagnosis is just like finding a pattern and then putting the pattern with something else. Like a lot of patterns overlap, and so it's knowing the application of certain patterns, when you can follow the pattern and when you can't follow a pattern. And it's a lot of nuance that like isn't given enough credit, because like I still struggle a whole lot. And so it bugs me, like Manda was saying, like when people go online and talk about, well, I read this thing on Google. Like, well, you haven't been, like, the thing is, I've been wrong so many times that I've been burned on things that I know now because I was burned on them. But you just don't know until you're burned 1,000 times over and over again.
Well,
The difference is, though-
okay.
I was just going to say the difference is that Ben will admit when he's wrong. So, sorry, Kate, go ahead.
No, I
Yeah, no, he
don't
will.
even
He'll
remember.
say,
No,
I don't know.
I don't even remember anyway, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Hi, Stool.
No, it's not your
Why?
fault. I'm just tired, and it was probably a bad joke anyway.
No, you're good.
We
I'm a
expect
little
no
bit.
less from you.
I've had a little
Stool
alcohol
hub.
tonight because I'm just excited to be done with my abusive
Oh,
rotation.
I remember what I was
Are
gonna
we
say.
doing another shot?
I
No, I'm
remember
just
what I was
drinking
gonna
rum and
say.
coke. We're fine.
See, I was thinking though, because like I've been in the hospital, I had all those seizures and shit, and
Brain
I was
surgery.
thinking when you're there and you're all sick and stuff, it's so grim. Shouldn't it be a livignosis instead of a diagnosis?
Oh, for
Yes.
Christ's sake. Seriously.
Hi, Stool.
I can
Hi,
feel my
Stool.
testicles swelling already.
Stool, I'm happy you're here, Stool. I'm really happy you're here.
You make
I'm
more
gonna
dad
have to
jokes
get
than
going.
I do, and that's not fair.
It's quite
Well,
disturbing,
I've been
to be
called
honest.
queen of the dad jokes more than once, but I love hearing Mando laugh like she just did because I know things have been tough, and I'm glad to help.
Yes, thank you, Kate.
I would
So
still
welcome.
love to at
See, I
some
love the
point.
love. Go
See,
ahead,
I'd
Ben.
still love to at some point, and I totally feel like I would get Manda in on this. I think we've talked about this before. I'd love to have a call-in show eventually where it's literally ask science questions.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Because like a lot of the call-in shows are great, but people will call in with science questions to people who are not scientists. Like these people
Yeah.
do not know the science. Like they're not
I
educated on it.
thought you said a Colin show, and I thought that's going to be really shit and boring because we don't know many Collins apart from Colin Power, and you call him
my God.
Colin
Hey,
anyway.
Dad, yo.
Yeah, so he'd be a shit guest. So
But I think it'd be worth having a show where people can ask science questions to
Mhm.
actual scientists who
Yeah.
know the shit.
That would be awesome. No,
You heard
there's a lot of
Colin, I
people
heard
that have
Colin.
medical
I heard
questions. There's a lot
Colin.
of people that have climate questions.
Yeah,
You know,
like
we
the
could
climate
get-
questions, the medical questions, the abortion questions, like the
Mhm.
trans questions.
I think
I
we need to
actually do have
elaborate
a
on
climate
this.
question. I have a climate question. Do you prefer a metal ladder or a wooden one?
Depends on what you're climbing.
Dr. Ben,
Yeah.
elaborate on this little idea that you're doing. I think what you should do is find a Colin, just one
I'm
Colin,
stealing that, Kate.
and we can all phone Colin and ask him questions.
I will change my name to Colin just for the show.
Just for the show. Student Dr. Colin.
And we can ask Colin type questions.
Oh,
That would be a
I
hit.
would love to get the scientist community, atheist YouTube community involved in a show like that. Obviously, it's going to be a while from now because we'd have to plan out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But Amanda, you are on my list.
Thank you. Mel would love to do it too, I bet.
Yeah, Mel, Phoebe has a degree in agriculture. We can set like a set topic every week so that people aren't asking people questions that we don't know about, or at least mix up the scientists. Like put one climate scientist with like a medical scientist or something, so we get variety. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, Ben. I'm in.
I'm trying to think if I have any genuine burning questions about science. I know I asked one thing about you, Amanda, or to you, Amanda, about like the outer edge of the universe and all of that, but I can't think of any others that are really vexing me at the moment.
That's because you believe in the science, though, you know?
Well, I'm convinced by the science, having seen it work.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's, you know. That's
I know, but I have to be specific. Come on.
Yeah. I meet so many people that are just like, you know, oh, fuck. This one guy the other day, I was having an argument about whether or not, you know, climate change is caused by humans. And like, it took him a while to even admit that climate change is real. I had posted this on Twitter if anybody saw it. He said the climate is heating up, or the globe is heating up because of all the bodies going to hell. And then he goes, well, I guess so that for that reason, it's anthropogenic, as in man-made. Like, what the fuck? So,
That's bizarre. Is that okay?
I know, right?
Strange.
People believe stupid shit. People believe all kinds of stupid shit. Yeah.
They really, really do. But anyway, I have to get going. I have data to run, speaking of climate science. But thank you, B, for inviting me. And thanks you, everybody, for, you know.
We'll chat. We'll chat,
Yes.
Amanda.
Love you, Amanda.
Love you guys. Mwah.
Love you, sweetheart. Peace
Night.
out. Night.
Take care, Amanda.
Have fun.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, Divine, I love your points in the chat, like the comment. That's why I don't say anything that I don't know. I'd rather learn. Exactly, like learning things that you don't know is great, and being able to defer to somebody who has expertise in a certain area is great. Like honestly, I was like being somebody who I'm not even really an expert yet in the area that I'm studying. Like I know a few things, but it's exhausting to think about people who think that they're experts in everything. Like, I don't want to be an expert in everything. That sounds like a lot of work. Like, I'd rather be able to tell someone, hey, this person dedicated their life to X field that I don't know. Like, you can ask them. Like, I don't want to take a responsibility for knowing that stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of brains that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
I know astronomy and I know enough physics to get me in trouble or to understand astronomy. So there's that.
Astronomy
That's
is cool.
my
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, I'll send out all the astronomy. I don't know anything about astronomy, like except like the bare minimum. So like, yeah, I do not ask me about that. I will happily send you somewhere else for questions on that.
Oh, sure. Send them
Yeah,
my way.
what little I know is, you know, that's it. But, yeah, on astronomy. I know the names of a few, like solar systems. I probably couldn't place them in the sky if you asked me, you know. It's just,
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, if you have somebody who thinks that they're an expert in like every area, they're bullshitting you, because there's like if you even scratch the surface in one subject area and then like start to know like the in-depth material, you know that there's way too much to know, and it's overwhelming once you get to that point, like to go beyond your subject matter. And that's why PhDs get a PhD in a very, very specific subject area. Like a PhD in biology, and not a PhD in biology, they're a PhD in like virology or like cell biology, something very
Commander,
specific.
hold on. Commander, can you mute when you're not talking? Because I'm getting some kind of background underwater sound.
Yeah, there's feedback.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Microphone's picking up.
Finish that, Ben.
Well, like
Yeah.
there's a reason why they pick such a very narrow subject, because that's what they study, and they study that one thing very, very well. But once you know how much material is out there, like it's impossible for your brain to know everything of your specific subject and other people's. So if there's somebody who's claiming to know more than their subject area, they're probably not an expert, because any reputable expert is going to say, this is my area, but like, do not overwhelm me with everything else. I don't have the mental capacity for it.
Well, I have a PhD in being awesome.
Well,
You totally
not all
do.
of us
And
are
I
that
know
lucky.
everything about it.
Of course.
I have 54 credits towards a mechanical engineering degree. And one of the first things they told us in Intro to Engineering, you're not allowed to exercise or practice outside your field of expertise. And when I went from basically the pre-calc 2 all the way to passing calc 3 and then DE, it was humbling to actually know how much there was in between trigonometry and DE.
Yeah, like you go, wow, that's a lot. I don't know shit. Right. And that's what Ben and I were talking about that before. Like, he was like going through rotation and people are like, oh, and he's like, no, I don't know shit. Like he said a little while ago. It's because in the broad spectrum of it, like, okay, so for let's say somebody in the chat doesn't know anything medical. They might think I know a lot. I don't know jack shit. I know what I learned over a 2-year period in EMS working with some amazing paramedics, and now I'm around doctors who are teaching me more things. That's all I know. Like, compared to Ben, I don't know shit. And compared to an MD of 20 years, Ben doesn't know shit, and Ben knows it. So he made, like he said, he's where he's at in the process. I feel like he's on top of his game. You know, when attending tells you you're going to make a great doctor.
It's
I did have
weird
to
when
say-
acronyms overlap.
That shit's going to be real.
It's
What's
weird
that?
when acronyms overlap because, like, I haven't lived in Vermont since the early 90s, but still EMS in my head means Eastern Mountain Sports. And so every time you say EMS, I'm like, wait a minute, not that, not
B
skiing.
might as well
No.
have a degree in sports, though. Like, for real, he's got some muscle.
What?
You've got some testosterone and some muscle. Like if you've got some physical skills, bruh.
Well, you know, I just got to lose some of this fucking spare tire that for some
No,
reason
that's
my
easy for
girlfriend
you.
thinks
You
is
got it.
attractive.
It is very important.
Dad
to
bods are in.
admit, if you don't know something, ask somebody who fucking does, because otherwise you might fuck up. And a good
Yeah,
example
true.
of this is, even though I'm awesome, as you all know, and probably about 3 times more awesome than Kate, I had to take student Dr. Ben into my secret back area the other evening to ask for his advice, because he knows better about these things than I do. Now, I was not ashamed of showing him my whatever I showed him. You know,
We were talking about another content creator on the YouTubes.
yeah, we
It
use that
wasn't
term
anything
loosely.
secret. No, it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything personal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did
no
behave
shit, right,
yourself.
Ox?
You were very
No.
professional, Dr. Ben.
Yeah,
A
no, there's
wonderful
somebody
bedside manner.
spreading. There's somebody online spreading vaccine misinformation, and that's
Oh,
what we were
God.
talking about.
There's only like
It was not-
5 fucking 100 million of those.
This
Yeah,
is
it was-
school's version of "I showed you my penis. Please reply."
You know, it was somebody who has like 1 million views on his videos, and
This
he's
particular one really annoys me because he didn't pass the sniff test. I knew he was a scammer, but he does it in a really devious way, very devious. So he skirts the YouTube rules. He's not coming out and saying it, but most of his audience are, you know, the anti-vax crowd. And this winds me up. And I thought, am I going slightly mad here? Because this is a scam, but I don't understand this one particular word he was using. And I can't remember it now, Dr. Ben. The pushy-pulley thing.
He's a
Syringe?
he has a master's in nursing, and he's in the UK. So he comes across like he knows what he's talking about, but he's incredibly dangerous because he's feeding into anti-vax rhetoric, and he's been only on YouTube for like 6 months, and he already has like millions of views on his videos and like was it 4,000 something subscribers, and it's because he's been dishonest. So like that's why we were talking about him, because he's saying things that are bullshit.
This wouldn't usually bother me. I cottoned on he's a bullshitter. It threw me slightly because I looked into his history, because I'm a nosy bastard, and he's making a shit ton of money already in 6 months from YouTube. He also taught at the university, which is just 5 minutes in that direction. So he's got the sexy accent. Well, mine is sexier, but you know what I mean. So it all was a little bit weird. And he's very devious, very fucking devious, and I don't like what he's doing. So, and I did report him to the YouTubes, but I've never reported anybody on the YouTubes ever before, and it doesn't work, the reporting function. There's a major bug in it.
I know enough medical jargon to make someone who knows nothing about medicine think I know what I'm talking about. I really fucking don't. So, you know. But I could probably fake it to someone who knows nothing about medicine.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you know a little bit, you can fake a lot, I'm sure, yeah.
I'm gonna probably do a reaction to this guy's videos, but I need to...
I'll tell you what, Dr.
in
Ben,
the right way at the right time, because he does have more influence than I do.
I forget if I mentioned this in our secret little tete-a-tete, if that's the correct word. I just said tet. I'm a dirty bugger. But he was actually the reason he people were talking about him because Jimmy Dore featured him, and Jimmy Dore is a massive fucking cock. And I think that's how he got a lot of his traction, because Jimmy Dore mentioned him. And somebody, I will send the link. Somebody did a rebuttal about Jimmy Dore, and in a 1 hour long video, but 10 minutes of this video was concentrated on this particular doctor that we're discussing. He's a doctor of philosophy, by the way. And he pretty much explained why this doctor's central theory, if you like, is crap. So it has been discussed, and this one winds me up more than the usual, grifters.
Yeah, I'll look it up because he's dangerous.
I know a lot of people got on my case for watching Jimmy Dore back when Trump was still in office, but I really do honestly think that he was okay for a while and then fell right off a cliff when COVID hit, and I have since unsubscribed from him.
He did what a lot of them do, Kate, which is, hey, there's more money to be made by saying these things.
That does seem what it was like, and I was really disappointed in him, honestly. I hated to do it. I really did, but I had to, yeah.
It's a very common grift. Before the COVID, the popular grift was, hey, I used to be a Democrat, but now I've seen the light. And it's all bullshit, because you make more money if you tell lies that appeal to the right wing type folks, if you know what I mean. So he's jumping on the gravy train.
We got Randolph in the backstage, I think.
Oh, okay, hold on.
But yeah, I will probably react to this.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Randolph. Never mind. No, I'm kidding. Come on in.
Dr. Ben, before I'll just wind this one up. If you do that, I think it will be a very popular little thing that you do, because the one that you did, I forget what it was, but somebody featured you, didn't they, or talked about you or something on their channel, and that probably did you a lot of good.
Was it the Skeptic Generation one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so, I called into them and I talked about abortion, because they kept getting callers that were anti-abortion. And so I called in to clarify what the medicine actually is about abortion, and I got my picture in their thumbnail.
I saw it.
Great.
Yeah,
but yeah, I have pro-life trolls in my YouTube channel, which is fantastic because it gives me engagement. But also, this person comments on my video released today about HELP syndrome, and was like, well, do you think that pregnant people should be able to smoke tobacco while pregnant? And I commented, I was like, this has nothing to do with the video I posted. My video was about HELP syndrome. And they're like, are you saying I can only talk about HELP syndrome? And they hadn't even replied a separate comment. They replied to somebody else's comment on my video about HELP syndrome. I was like, well, you're not addressing the comments that you're responding to.
What you have to remember about the YouTubes, which, YouTube is shit, we all know this, but engagement is engagement, whether it's a thumbs down or a thumbs up. It all goes into the algorithm and it helps you. So
that's why I argue with them in the comments, because I'm like, if they argue with me, that's fine, but it's more comments in the comment section.
So I'm very tired and very hungry. I'm gonna go.
Night, Kate. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
I had a good time. Thanks for letting me in. So
absolutely.
Bye.
Anytime.
Great to see you again, Kate.
Yeah, this person in my YouTube comments was like, how about you go listen to some real medicine? And I comment, I'm like, so the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology isn't a real source to you? Like, the source that we have all of our standards of care from is not a real source to you? Okay. All right.
yeah, one of the weird things that I remember from the start of the COVID, which feels like so long ago now, feels like about 20 years ago, I actually thought for a brief while, maybe for about an hour, I thought, all these grifters that annoy me so much, now we've got a real thing to deal with. They're going to have to put it on pause for a little while we deal with this important thing. No. They just went into overdrive, didn't they? Selling the nonsense about a bloody serious disease. Yeah. Hate them.
Yeah. Agreed. It's very fucking irritating.
It's fucked up. It's very fucked up, in my opinion.
No, I absolutely agree with you. It is fucked up and it's fucking horrible, and they're misleading uninformed people, and they're fucking doing it on purpose because they know those uninformed people are going to believe them. And here we go round and round.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they do it for two reasons. Politically, in your
always
country and
politically
mine.
motivated. Yeah.
Well, yeah, in our countries, you've got that certain side of the argument who are going to tell the lies. And also your grifters, just your bog standard grifters who, ka-ching, let's cash in on this by spreading bullshit.
Absolutely.
I hate that. I think it's vile.
I know, and I think they should all be fucking kicked off the internet, but
I agree.
What are you going to do?
I totally agree with that.
It just goes to show you people, just because it's on the internet does not mean it's true.
I haven't,
absolutely not.
Mr. B, I haven't got Alchemy Hole, but I'll do a shot to that one. Let's kick those fuckers off the internet.
And also, just because somebody, this is something that bugs me a lot. Just because somebody works in healthcare does not mean they are a credible source. Because you can work in healthcare and be any kind of position, not have a degree, or have and I'm not saying that an associate's degree is bad, but it's not the same as a doctorate degree. And also, the assumption is if you have the higher degree you have, the more likely it is that you're going to publish something in the field. So if you're a doctorate or a master's degree student, you're expected to publish. So if you do not agree with the standards of care, you can publish to change them.
Mm-hmm.
Publish a study that is peer reviewed, that actually contradicts the standards of care and does it well. And then
come back to me.
Yeah, and it's you can't just say I disagree with the American College of ACOG, American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology. that word is hard. But
you're going to be an interesting doctor. Words are hard.
Words are hard. Obstetrics and gynecology. So you can disagree, but the problem is if you disagree and don't publish something or don't refute something with evidence, then that's not because they're messed up. That's because you don't know enough yet. if you have an associate's, you probably don't know enough.
No,
Don't go
Mage,
to
that would be
podiatrist.
very unwise. and a waste of time because they'll send you to a dentist and be like, "Why
But yeah,
the fuck are you
like
here?"
the degree, and at the end of the day, the degree doesn't matter.
No.
Like whether you have an associate's or a doctorate, whatever. The thing is, if you question an entire board of experts, you better bring evidence. And someone who has a PhD or has an MD or has a DO, has a doctorate degree, is more likely taught how to publish a study and taught how to communicate their data and to gather data in a way that's persuasive.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why the degree is more persuasive. Why I trust people with a PhD more than I trust someone with an associate's. But if you were to publish something, regardless of your degree, if you publish something that withstanded peer review and could disprove something that was already demonstrated to be the standards of care, sure.
I get what you're saying, obviously, because it's just not rocket science. It's obvious. But I'm going to say this, and I'll get in trouble. So sue me. A lot of the people that are being led down these avenues of nonsense, they would not understand what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Because we have a terrible problem in both our countries. I'm not just picking on you stupid people. We've got it as well. But we've got a problem. Folks, don't look so surprised.
No, I'm kidding. Come back. Finish
Well,
what you're
Folks
saying.
doing his what the fuck face.
You're hurting my feelings.
Oh, dude, you know I love you.
America.
There's a reason we left. Anyway.
I still love your beard.
Oh, bad.
Oh.
That's a slam and a
Fucking
half
like-
right there.
Yeah, it's because you couldn't speak proper English. So
No.
No. No.
Oh dear.
Shots
Because
fired.
King George
Shots
was a
fired.
prick.
Continue. Go ahead. It's fine.
I've
Go
lost
ahead,
the.
Skull.
Where was I? Bolts broke my head then. Where was I?
I don't know.
Now I've totally forgotten what I was going to say. Oh yeah, the stupid
Because you're a
people.
dick.
I am a dick, yeah. So you just
Fucking
broke
love
your
you.
own rule. Mr. B, you broke your own rule. You've let a dick in, and it's not the right one.
You know what? That's fine. I'm gonna just call you Dick Number 2. Change your name to Dick Number 2. Go ahead.
You just made that sound really weird.
B can take multiple dicks, okay?
Okay.
You what?
B
I
can take
heard what
multiple
you said.
dicks. All right.
I mean, really. You can have put
There
on
are
whatever
more
I
than one.
want,
There's more
fucker.
than one hole here. All right.
You are medically trained.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
I know how many holes there are in a human body. Continue. Continue, still.
Well,
that's-
you could go up to 3. Anyways, go ahead, Still. What?
This reminds me. Quick divergence. This reminds me of why now Dr. Ben. I've realised why Dr. Ben wants to be a doctor, a family doctor. A la in the no, I'm not going weird places. In the days of Little House on the Prairie,
Since when have you not gone weird places?
he does want to have a horse and a wagon, giddy up and all that, with his top hat and go around visiting the people, and he'll charge them a chicken for healthcare, and he'll say, "Well, I know you've got,
Because I'm
you've got the
Farmer
right
Ben.
number.
I'm Gardner
You got the
Ben.
right number of holes. I'm a doctor."
Looks like your
I
blood
wanna
has
charge a
dust in
chicken
it. Why
now.
don't you do cocaine about it?
I'm gonna charge a chicken for a visit now. That's gonna be a thing.
Hey, Miss Ingalls, bend over. Let's count your holes.
That's what they used to do back in the day. People didn't pay the doctor. They fed him and fucking gave him fucking chickens and goats and shit. That's what they did
Exactly.
back
That
in-
reminds me of the whole thing on Twitter with the adult human chicken, like the transphobic thing. I'm sure Stool has heard of that.
Oh my
sure, yeah.
god.
I don't use Twitter. I think it's for perverts. Where was I going? No, I've completely forgotten. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
It was
people-
about stupid people.
Stupid people, yeah. And then the Americans started, and I got fucking drawn in. So the stupid people will not understand what you just said, will they, Dr. Ben? Because they honestly, and this isn't memey or an insult. It's a true thing. The stupid people honestly think that Facebook is a fucking genuine source of information. They really genuinely believe that.
I don't think I can stop laughing now. This is just
Stool makes me laugh, so I love Stool. I love
Dude,
Stool.
I know. Fuck, bro.
I'm doing science, for fuck's sake. Stop laughing at me. You people have no manners.
Your
Let's
point,
get back
your
on
point
the
is
topic.
correct.
Us stupid fuckers.
Okay, no.
Thank you for
point,
the
his
TED
point is
Talk.
correct. I know where he's going with this. So yeah, the lay person in the chat or on Facebook or on Twitter is not going to understand what it means to find evidence.
I'm not going to say the lay person in the chat, because the people watching this are not idiots. I know this.
Well, yeah.
But a lot of people out there, all they do, they get their information from one place, and it's Facebook, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for some, it's like the Fox News effect. You know, they people who watch Fox News, they think it's real.
Mm-hmm.
They genuinely think it's real.
Yeah.
Psyops.
I mean, it baffles
And
me.
that's
but
what I'm saying. It's like,
Mhm.
you know what it's like to me? It's like the Christians and shit, how they kind of like go after people that live out in the middle of the country. They know their education is shit. They know they need a
Yes.
crutch. Or the military, they go out into the country and they find people that are poor who need help. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. They just use it. They literally use the ignorance
Yes,
throughout
exactly.
the country in certain areas where people are undereducated against us to beat the fucking system.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
literally what's going on.
And I'm going to let that use of the word literally slip just this once.
Literally.
But
that is what I aim to do in my channel. Like I approach things in a very non-confrontational manner, and I don't really have a political slant. Like, I mean, you can tell if I'm there that you know where I'm leaning in certain things, but
yeah,
the information is just the information.
But it
Like,
is still a
I-
huge problem, Dr. Ben, because
Yes.
I know that I don't give a crap who you vote for. You know, you believe in facts, and that's all that is important. But, and I say it again, we've got such a massive problem in this world, mostly in our countries, where you've got massive numbers of people, a scary amount of people, who will believe absolute fucking bullshit. And that's scary because, number one, these people are legally allowed to vote. And in your country, they're legally allowed to go around and shoot people's faces off. Now, I don't want to give you a history lesson, but if you can convince enough people to believe in bullshit, bad things are going to happen.
And that's why I'm trying to do my part in that. At least the people who watch my content, regardless of who they are, unless there's somebody who knows significantly more than I do, which there are some, and they would probably agree with me in the sense that, like, I take my data from the experts. But at least part of my aim of my channel is to show that the issues are not easy to deal with. And so even if people leave my videos and say, okay, this is more complicated, whether or not they change their view on what to do about it, they at least understand that, like, there's more to it than they've been taught elsewhere. And sure, it's not going to get everybody. Not everyone's going to change their mind, but some of them will. And that's enough for me. Like, I've done a little bit of my part at least.
Well, you're a young person, Dr. Ben, so I'm not going to shit on your cornflakes. And
I mean, I'm idealistic. That's fine.
we all were at one point, but don't worry. You'll
Reality will
change.
set in someday.
Yeah, you'll get a kick in the danglies at one point.
Oh, God.
I have to say that is the most true words that Stool has spoken in 10 days.
No, it's true, and it is known that, like, I mean, everyone my age is a bit idealistic. That's how it is. But if we become too cynical too early on, then we end up not giving a fuck early on in our careers as physicians, And at least if we can give a little bit of a fuck, like that's enough to change somebody's day. So
absolutely. And that's the thing is no one your age should be cynical. Someone your age should still see that good and the hope and future. And I personally think with the generations that are coming out of high school right now or are in high school, they're pretty much at that point of we're not taking any more shit. And I really feel like once they get a little older, we're going to start seeing some big changes. We have to phase out the good old boys. These fuckers have to die off so we can get new generations in, and then we will see the change.
I'm not promoting eugenics here, but the old people need to just fuck off and die. And I'm including myself in that one, so I'm not being a hypocrite. But it is a fact, and I can see that Randolph is probably going to disagree with me here because that's why I love him.
No, I do disagree with that view.
Oh my! But what tends to happen? Thanks, Randolph. What tends to happen is that we all, as we're younger, we're all a little bit idealistic and naive. I don't mean that in a I'm not being a nasty person by saying that. But unfortunately, in this country anyway, as people get older, and once they've been through the trials and tribulations of life, which is difficult, life is not easy, they find themselves eventually in a reasonably comfortable place. So they've paid off their mortgage, they're retired, everything is now a bit easier, and they're the prime targets for, in this country, the Conservative Party, because these people have been convinced that any other option means, taxes. So it's not, I don't think it's a question of you start off these days being a young person and that idealism carries through. There are always going to be those bad people out there who are going to prey on your, vulnerabilities or whatever.
So I think, regardless of age, everybody, in my view, is equally important from perspective people who live. And to say that old people should just go away, I don't agree with that. There's
no. I was being flippant. Obviously, I don't mean that.
Skateboard on the sidewalk, it's like, but they've got a valid reason for that too. Usually multiple valid reasons accompanied by life experience.
Obviously, I didn't mean that. I was being slightly flippant, Randolph.
Yeah, I understand that. But I do want to make the point that, we're all kind of living together. There's so much to be gained from people of all ages, different perspectives. Young people have some fantastic points of view and perspectives. Very old people have a different perspective, and meshing these things together is the most important thing we can do as a society, as a species.
Let me just say real quick, what I meant was not all of, I meant the good old, I said the good old boys, like the good old boy club, the people that
I got you.
Act like they're Christians and hate everybody, and they want all the white guys to be in power, and they want to stifle everybody that is.
You're talking about the bigots.
Lesser. Yes,
that's where I was
damn
going.
Cishet white men who go and rape, women and children and shit on the side and get away with it. Those people, when those people die off,
newsflash for you. It's just not white people who are bigoted, though.
No, I'm just saying that's the majority in the United States.
That's where I was going.
Yes, okay.
From a different angle.
I'm talking about my country because that's all I know about.
Obviously, in America, you've got I'm going to use stereotypes here, but you've got, I think I know what B's talking about. So stereotypically, you're talking about like that all Southern type thing,
Well, the guys that are in charge in our government right now, that's who I'm talking about.
But
all those guys that do all those fucked up things that are bigots, and it reflects through their fucking politics, and they don't give a fuck about anybody but what's lying in their pocket, and it better be green, and they just don't care.
See,
those are the people that we need to have go bye-bye. And I'm not wishing anybody death. I just wish they'd fucking retire and let these younger generations in that we're getting more and more people that are coming from a lower stature going into government. We need that. because those people weren't fucking spoon-fed with fucking silver when they were kids. They know what it's like. They may not have been like in total poverty, but they've at least seen it and interacted with it and had friends that were or something.
Maybe.
These other people that are so fucked up, the problem was that they all started out with that fucking silver spoon in their mouth. That's what's wrong with them. They were taught that fucking like the cishet white guy has to be in charge. That's fucking bullshit.
I think that,
and you watch shit starting to happen. There's starting to be trans and LGBT more and more into politics. Shit's gonna change.
It's already there.
I think,
here in Canada, it's commonplace, but it's not uncommon.
I'm taking from what Mr. B just said. I agree with what she's saying, but from my side of the pond, if you split the people, the humans, into two groups, you've got your politicians and your everyday people. And so your politicians in my case, the Conservative Party, who at the moment are going through scandal after scandal with sleaze and corruption and what have you, because they're mostly white, very privileged men who have really old-fashioned and outdated ideas, and they're corrupt. I'm just going to say that again in case you don't read the news. But then you've got the normal everyday people, and they're the ones. Have you muted me? Part of whom have old-fashioned ideas that I would compare to your southern people who still think that there's a civil war going on.
Right? They are still stuck in that fucking old fucked up mind. It just blows my mind. How can you even, in this day and age, the diversity that we have in this country, I just don't even, I don't get it.
No.
And you know what I hate most about it is that they're fucking like two-faced about it. Because if there's a fucking person of color or trans or LGBT, anything, whatever, that's not that cishet white dude, they're very polite. And then as soon as you're not there.
Now, Aunt Jer was just asking what I said about skateboards earlier.
Yeah,
and,
go ahead.
I was just kind of trying to add a little bit of humor into what I was saying, the serious message. And I was just kind of making fun of something in South Park where they have the stereotypical old person upset about young people skateboarding on the sidewalk. And when I was a kid, I did skateboarding, and I did quite a lot of it to and from school, elementary school years. And we didn't have any knee pads or helmets or anything at that time. It was just it's the way we did it. I was very lucky. I didn't get any head injuries from it. Most kids didn't. But there were a few times when I'm going down through downtown Vancouver, from bus to bus, riding a skateboard down the street, because skateboard downhill is a very efficient way to travel as a pedestrian. And there were a few times some people, usually older people, started yelling, "Hey, get off that skateboard." So this kind of thing actually does happen.
So
walk like you're gonna stop being lazy.
Ox, to answer that question, if you would have listened to what I said that those fucking bigoted fucking people, you do not fall underneath that class, sir. So
and I did clarify the bigots earlier as well. I did clarify bigots earlier as well with what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying it again because I think you missed that part or something. So, and Bolt had to get his kids off to bed. Love you, Bolt. Take care. And yes, on your Ox is half native, if I'm correct. I believe it's half native.
And what Aunt Jer's written in her previous comment just before that, I noticed that too.
Yes, Jer, I noticed it too. But actually, I have to say, since Stool and I had a discussion the backstage, and I told him what was going on with me, and we had a good talk, and he was being very supportive and loving. I know it hurts you, Stool. Yes, you can be loving. Just shut up and take it.
Well, hang on. Time out, please.
No. Don't interrupt me. I don't like that. I don't like it. Hold on.
I know.
I'm almost done. I'm almost done. So, since that time, that is the first time that Stool has actually messed up with that.
I've messed up a few times, and I really tried not to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's habit. We have habits of using certain pronouns.
It took
and
me
we
a
have
bit.
to retrain our brains. and I still fucking misgender my fucking landlord who has been non-binary since like February. And
I
still
misgender
fuck it up.
myself in my
And
own
they're
head
a
sometimes.
very feminine person, and why I want to use he, I don't fucking know. It doesn't even make sense. And most feminine.
So, B, if you were to do some cross-dressing, that's going to confuse everything.
Permission to
I've been
speak,
cross-dressing
please.
my entire life. I've always shopped in the guys section.
I know, but I mean, if you
But
did that
now I'd have to put on a dress, and that shit ain't happening, motherfucker.
I play a
Can you
drag
imagine how confused
character.
everybody will be?
On Not One Heroes, I play a drag character. So I switch my gender as that character multiple times a session.
When I was running troll accounts on Google Plus, some of them were female, and what I learned from that is female accounts, no matter how they look, are going to get all kinds of nasty pictures of nudity from guys that the male accounts never get.
Yep. It's true.
And that gave me perspective, thinking, wow, it sucks to be on social media when you're a woman.
Yeah.
I have no idea why guys think that this is something to do. Anyway, B, it looks like you're muted.
It also depends on who you block, Randolph. I get.
Oh, those Google Plus days.
Here's the difference between me and most people. Most people will react to it. Now with Ben with the medical
I
stuff,
ignored it.
No, with Ben with the medical stuff, I'm 100% on board with that because that shit needs to be corrected because that's people's lives and livelihood and their health. So I'm cool with that. The other shit, if they give me shit, they come and troll me, I just fucking block them. I'm not gonna sit there and chase them and try to talk to it. I might as well just beat my head on a fucking brick wall, and I know it. So I just don't I don't even have enough education to fight them anyways. You know, if I was like Ben and I saw medical shit and I could fucking, stand up and say, no, this is for sure, I know this, then that would be different. But I don't have any of that shit. So I just ignore them or block them or whatever.
This is weird, but something that I've experienced since transitioning. So being on the internet, presenting feminine, like before my transition, like I got all the messages from all the guys, like who you knew just wanted to get in your pants. Like I lived that world for so long. I was like, if someone randomly messages me, it's probably because they're hitting on me. But then I've started getting random messages on the internet, like presenting masculine, and it's literally just dudes thinking I'm cool and wanting to be like, just wanting to chat and want to be friends.
Can I speak now, please? Can I speak now, please? Please.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I've just, in my defense, okay, because I now have to sit here with my laptop on my lap. I know that's weird, but that's how it is now. The last time I was desperate to use the loo, I was jiggling, and so my camera was moving, and people were accusing me of playing with myself. So I turned my camera off and muted myself and went to do a wee. Okay, and I came back, and now I'm in trouble. Now I only just seen what Aunt Jay said. Now I would never purposely. I really wouldn't. So I'm sorry. I'm not a bad boy.
I'm not worried about any of it.
But
jiggle it just a little bit, Gary. What the fuck?
But
how you doing?
It's very different. The experience of presenting feminine versus presenting masculine. Like, and these are all like my circles still on the internet are very religious, even though I'm openly atheist. Like, because that's just my history. My circles in my past have been very religious. So, like it's just very weird. Like the change and my instinct now is still to assume that people want to be in my pants, and that's not the case anymore. Like I'm respected just because I'm a dude on the internet who says some stuff.
I'll tell you a little secret, and this is not meant to be patronizing, Dr. Ben or Mr. B, you big he.
You big he. I'm only 5'6", still.
Dude, you still scare the shit out of me, dude.
Whatever.
So,
go ahead.
Dudes are fucked up. This is just a simple science fact. I know because I am one. Yes, I have a penis. You know, when I came here and I was without computer and all I had was my shitty phone, and one of the only things I had to do was play Words with Friends, right? Which is a very simple, no hassle kind of. It's a stress-free. It's Scrabble, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Right? It shouldn't be
very
a stress.
low on the stress scale, right?
It should be, yeah. But, and if you've never played it, whatever, it's Scrabble. But because I'm a boy, I know damn well that most of those requests for games I was getting from whatever she was called, they weren't females. They were boys pretending to be girls.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what boys do. They'll pretend to be a girl online for whatever nefarious reasons they want to.
Most of the time, it's money related.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just running troll accounts for fun when I did that.
I know a guy, and we used to be really good friends, and I just kind of learned more about him and realized I didn't like him. And one of the things that kind of bugged me about him was he would do online games like World of Warcraft and stuff, and he always did a female character that looked kind of slutty. So the guys would give him gifts, and he'd get a whole bunch of shit he couldn't afford to buy or whatever. He didn't want to go look for.
I will plead the fifth to what I used to do with my accounts, given my history.
The online games were where I first kind of learned about me being trans, but really didn't know I was trans. Because I would play, I would be like, oh, I gotta play the female characters because like that's who I am, and then I'd start playing male characters, and then I'd be in the chat bars and stuff like telling people I'm a dude, and like that'd be who I was online. I loved it. Like that's who I was. And then for some reason, me and my religious background, I'd log off. I'm like, that was a fun pretend game. And like it wasn't pretend. Like that was me authentically being me in an area where no one could judge me based on what my body looked like.
Right,
So
because they cannot see you. Right.
We're all familiar with the old adage that not everything on the internet is true. Well, I'm so old that I remember when there are no such things as girls on the internet was true. That's how sick boys are.
Yeah. That was true. I know there was one time when I was on, like my main game back in the day was Lord of the Rings Online because I
love that.
WoW. Because I played WoW and WoW was expensive and Lotro was free, so I played Lotro.
It was free, yeah.
And I was good at it. I had like a raid team. It's fantastic. But anyway, there's one time I was online and there's this dude who was like so desperate for a relationship. Like somebody came up who was presenting female as their character and in the chat bar. I don't know who they were. It's very possible that they were a dude pretending to be a girl. That's fine. I don't know. But this dude was like so desperate. He was like asking her to be his girlfriend. Like in this chat bar of some MMORPG game.
What?
Like you don't know who this person is. They're some character in some chat bar. There are thousands of people
fucking with you because he thinks
there are thousands of people on this server. You don't know them. Like, but yeah,
I'm feeling quite old now because I do remember things, and you know, most of you, with the exception of Randolph because he's 103, but most of you weren't really around in the early days of when the normal plebs had internet access.
The plebs.
And it is a sordid place. And whilst I still admire Dr. Ben and Mr. B for doing what they're doing and, you know, following what they want to do in life. Fuck. I like that, Doctor. I like that, Mr. B.
Thank you, sir.
I do like
Anytime
that.
you see me do that, that's what I mean. Thank you, sir.
It means you're eating. and you can't be bothered to talk. Oh, bless.
Gary
So-
Priestley, I am eating a
Don't do food porn.
steak and cheese hoagie, but it's like
Don't tell me what you're
New
eating.
Mexico style, and so it has fresh green chilies on it.
Ooh.
And it's in the oven, so I'm kind of like, ooh.
I have chocolate.
Nice, man. I'm out of dessert, so.
This is still my Halloween bowl from when the kids didn't come.
Dude, if that was me, I would have ate that whole fucking thing in like 3 days. I'm not even playing with
See,
you.
I've got
I
some
can go
control.
through some fucking chocolate.
I've got some control. So
My-
we still got a little bit left.
My spare tire will tell you all about it.
So just to continue on my downward spiral of making you all feel depressed, I don't know if the American law authorities still do this, but they used to at one point set up accounts on IRC and what have you to try and catch these dirty men perverts who were, you know, trying to groom, I think would be the word, mostly young girls. And it's still a thing that's going on. I can't prove it, but words with friends, I'm just going to say.
They're still doing it, just different methods.
Yeah, Divine knows all about that shit. Now you're in Divine's wheelhouse. Yeah, people are sneaky. When it comes to money or whatever they want, if they want it bad enough and they have enough time and they're one of those people, they're gonna fucking do it. You just have to be careful, man.
The money thing, I think, tends to be more overt. I think if you're somebody just, it was Aunt Jo. I don't get DMs unsolicited DMs very often because I've got things set up so that I don't on Twitter. But if you're a female human and you've not got your security shit set up properly, you're going to get bombarded with mostly.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but you're going to get the sex stuff, but a lot of it is, hey, I'm really honest. I want your money kind of shit.
What?
It's
Why?
an
Why?
unsolicited dick pic.
Oh, it's a dick. Oh my goodness. Of course, it's a dick.
Thank you, Ops.
A friend of mine got like now that we're talking about on the subject, she showed me, because she reached out to me in DMs, and she showed me like a really random text in the voicemail saying something to the effect of, "I hope that you like this message." And my friend told him it was like a wrong number. But long story short, she ended up telling me, "Hey, can you check this? Because I don't know what the hell this is," right? So I ended up checking, and I ended up seeing the message, and I said, "Yeah, it's the type of shit you get annoyed by seeing every day." Because she's had this issue of getting unsolicited dick pics from men, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta delete that shit and just secure even your voicemail, because it's getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not the first time nor the last. I've had friends of mine who had to deal with that shit for the longest time. And even women too. Women sometimes do send unsolicited pictures to men. It's not something that's spoken, but it is true. It does happen.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. On the rare occasion that I receive, on the very, very rare occasion that I see that little notification in DMs on Twitter, the one that I never check on, hey, somebody you don't know is trying to DM you. I never click, I never see it, because who the fuck wants to talk to me? But on the rare occasion that I do, it's either going to be a scammer or a bloke pretending to be a woman.
No, I know that. I mean, it hasn't happened with me because I secure my shit, so not many people can reach me. But I'm talking about other people that have happened.
Well, yeah. Well, Divine, you know how to hack shit. Of course, your shit's going to be fucking secured, and we'll be wide open because we don't know jack.
Yeah, or if it's actually a woman, they probably want nothing to do with you.
Probably after money.
Yeah, or they're just a woman that wants nothing to do with you and just wants to exist.
Yeah, or that.
Well, currently in my DMs, I am flirting with 2 women, so I don't know about that. And yes, I verified.
Oh man, nothing wrong with that.
So just to bring this back full circle, because we were talking about how you're always going to get this section of the public who will always be fucking dicks, no matter what. There are always going to be racist fuckwits, sexist fuckwits, and you can't cure them. That's just how they are. Wish we could make it go away, but you know we can't. So,
Yeah, it's not
Dr. Ben,
realistic.
Dr. Ben, are you ready? Dr.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm doing a
I'm
musical for
here.
you.
I had to unmute. Yeah.
I'm doing a musical for you. Okay.
Wasn't fast
Dr.
enough.
Ben is coming on his carriage. He's whipping his horses right now. Dr. Ben is coming on his horses. Let's all count our holes. There you go.
Emu sperm. Emu sperm. There we go. Did I do it right?
Yeah, you owe me royalties now.
Okay.
He asked you to sing it, and then he charges you royalties. What a kick in the nuts!
Well, I'm just trying to make sure I'm part of the right musical. Right. This is for Emu Sperm musical. Right.
I've got so many musicals. Which one do you want to be a part of?
Emu Sperm. That's the one I want to be in. Yeah.
Don't be greedy, okay?
I just want one. I just
You've
want
only
Emu
got one talent. Don't ask for too
Okay.
much. Okay.
Well, I
Just
don't
sing.
know. I don't need the royalties.
Family doctor. Family
the
doctor. Let's
the
not spread
royalties are
ourselves
for
around
you.
too much.
Okay. Well, the royalties are for you. I just want a part. I want to play a character in Emu Sperm.
Okay,
That's
then
all I want.
We'll get you second tree from the left.
Okay, cool. That's the tree I wanted. I'm auditioning for that one.
Or a bush. There will be many bush in my musical.
Okay, good. As long as I'm a sexy bush. Still doesn't know
gotta
what
watch
to do
people.
anymore. He didn't think I was going to play along with that.
I know. It's fun.
Is there a song about potatoes?
I will tell you that we've been going for over 3 hours, and I'm tired, and I need to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's what she said.
Because I can actually sleep in tomorrow. I'm not going to go spend time with someone before work. So
yeah,
B, you want a quick? You want
tired.
B, you want me to share a quick construction video with you from some of the work I've been doing?
Oh, you got an update? Yeah, show it.
Well, actually, this is an older one.
How
but I'll
long is
share
it?
Oh, it's probably less than 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I've actually got 3 of these, but let me just put in a place where.
Yeah, don't make it a Longwood video.
All right.
That's why I said
Share
phone, right?
video.
I'm honest.
I know. It just took me a sec to find it here. I've got a bunch of stuff open here. Let's see. Okay, here's the first one.
Okay.
Now I need to install this waterproofing wrap. And because of the angle,
This is from
gonna run
November
on its own
21st,
and
2020.
basically do a self-install. So, it's going to make it really easy. Gravity does the job. Look at that. How easy is that?
The next 2 videos are
Row
just filling in
complete. Now I
2
just
more
need to
rows of this.
split
That's it. But I thought you'd like that. Gravity doing the
That's
job.
cool. Yep. Why not?
Hell yeah.
Let it help you, man. Nothing wrong with that.
That made it easy.
Well, everybody, like I said, I'm tired.
It's
I'm gonna go to
bedtime.
bed.
It's bedtime.
But I do appreciate you guys. You guys that are still in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out. And look, Catnip appeared. And
I've been here for the majority.
yeah, well, you know. And everybody on the panel, I appreciate the conversation. You guys are brilliant, and I fucking love you guys. And everybody just fucking, have a good time, enjoy your life. And by the way, I did most of all, I appreciated all the laughs. You guys had me cracking up for like a solid hour and a half. I think my cheeks hurt and I need to like rest them. So
I'd like to just say two
ahead,
things.
Oh God.
One is,
Okay, go ahead, Randolph.
I dropped Neil off at the airport today. He's landed safely at Faithless Farm. So
he made it. I saw him.
Good.
I saw his Twitter. He made it.
yeah. So he's there, and I wish I could go, but I'm glad he's there, and glad so many other people are going to be there because that's going to be a phenomenal event, I'm sure. Congratulations on the organizers, to the organizers who organized it and have it running so well. They're doing a great job. The other thing I want to point out is tomorrow I'll be on the Bicarian podcast doing an atheism primer. We're going to be talking about that. They seem like really nice people, and so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be doing another announcement tonight on Twitter and Discord.
Awesome.
So thanks.
Thank you, Randolph. So everybody, I want to say, and hopefully I say this correctly, Yaha Noha. And that is wishes of happiness and prosperity. Thank you for that, Ox. Everybody out there, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and have some peace in your life.